government commitment to implement the following measures, to stabilize the exchange rate. Mr. Speaker, we committed to establish the Ghana Gold Board to enhance the generation and accumulation of foreign exchange to support the stability of our currency. Mr. Speaker, we committed to pursue strong fiscal consolidation through the reduction in public sector spending and the fiscal deficit to reduce the pressures on the exchange rate. Mr. Speaker, the Bank of Ghana also committed to implement appropriate FX forward auction to support the stability of the cedi. And Mr. Speaker, finally, we committed that the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program will boost local production and reduce reliance on export. Right Honorable Speaker, let me state emphatically that these deliberate policies announced in the 2025 budget to stabilize the Ghana cedi are yielding massive results. The results we are witnessing are not by chance. They are the fruits of hard work, discipline, and intentional policies. Mr. Speaker, the cedi performance in the first half of the year 2025 has been impressive. The Ghana cedi experienced significant appreciation against all major trading currencies in the first 6 months of 2025. I'm happy to inform the House that our previous record, where the Ghana cedi used to trade against the US dollar at 17, is as at yesterday trading at 10.4. Mr. Speaker, similarly, the Ghana cedi, which was once trading at 21 cedis to the British pound, was trading at 14.1 as at yesterday, 23rd July 2025. Mr. Speaker, as at end June 2025, the cedi appreciated by 42.6% against the US dollar, 30.3% against the British pound, and 25.6% against the euro. This is a significant improvement over the cedi depreciation of 18.6%, 17.9%, and 16.0% against the US dollar, British pound, and the euro. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, so far, we have almost reversed all the cedi depreciation in 2022, 2023, and 2024. This level of appreciation has never happened in the history of our country. Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, fellow citizens, Ghana cedi no apeke. Cedi no apeke. Mr. Speaker, these gains are largely due to strong fiscal consolidation, tight monetary policy, improved external sector balance, renewed investor confidence, positive market sentiment, credit rating upgrades, and successfully securing staff-level agreement and subsequently the board-level approval of the fourth review of the IMF program. Right Honorable Speaker, the cedi rebound signals that Ghana's economic foundations are once again beginning to firm up. Sustaining this stability will require continued fiscal discipline, supportive monetary policy, strong liquidity sterilization, robust reserve accumulation, supported by activities of the Ghana Gold Board, and credible implementation of structural reforms. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to the external sector. Right Honorable Speaker, our external sector has shown remarkable improvement in the last 6 months. Gross international reserves reached $11.12 billion by June 2025, covering 4.8 months of imports, up from $8.98 billion in December 2024, equivalent to 4 months of import cover. Mr. Speaker, in just 6 months, even before the IMF and World Bank disbursement, in fact, without external borrowing, we have added $2.14 billion to the country's gross international reserves. Right Honorable Speaker, trade support increased from $1.37 billion in June 2024 to $5.57 billion in June 2024, representing a whopping 306.6% increase just in 6 months. Mr. Speaker, this was driven by strong exports, particularly in gold, cocoa, and controlled imports. Mr. Speaker, the current account surplus improved significantly to a provisional 3.44 billion by June 2025 from 28.11 billion in June 2024. Provisional net capital and financial inflows reached $937.58 million in June 2025, indicating renewed investor confidence. Mr. Speaker, I take you to monetary and the financial sector development. Right Honorable Speaker, monetary indicators point to a sustained monetary expansion. Credit to the private sector increased by about 31.3% in June 2025. Reserve money growth moderated and M2 growth remained consistent, supported by increased deposit mobilization and improved net foreign asset. Net domestic asset growth slowed, while net foreign assets surged, indicating a shift in liquidity drivers towards external inflows. Right Honorable Speaker, I take you to the recapitalization of the National Investment Bank. Mr. Speaker, you may recall that I updated this House during the 2025 budget presentation on the restructuring and recapitalization of the National Investment Bank, our NIB, as one of the critical reforms in the financial sector that should have been delivered in 2024. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, after spending a whopping 30.3 billion in the so-called financial sector cleanup exercise, the previous NPP administration left NIB in dire straits, with a capital adequacy ratio of a negative 53.13% by end of June 2024. Mr. Speaker, we have successfully, Right Honorable Speaker, President Mahama and the NDC have successfully recapitalized the National Investment Bank by implementing an ambitious and credible plan to return NIB to profitability and sustainability. Mr. Speaker, we have taken the following steps. Right Honorable Speaker, we have injected a total cash of 450 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, we also issued remarkable bonds with face value of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis to the National Investment Bank. Mr. Speaker, we transferred 500 million Government of Ghana shares in the Nestle Ghana Limited to the National Investment Bank. Right Honorable Speaker, these transfers have significantly improved the capital adequacy ratio from negative 53.13% at the end of December 2024 to a positive 23% in May 2025. Mr. Speaker, by taking these major steps, we have preserved depositors' fund valued at 6.4 billion Ghana cedis. We have also saved over 900 direct jobs at the National Investment Banks. Mr. Speaker, we have preserved an indigenous Ghanaian bank. Mr. Speaker, let me say this. Unlike the previous administration, we chose to spend to save a bank than spend to collapse a bank. Right Honorable Speaker, we have also prepared a forward-looking, overarching restructuring plan for the National Investment Bank to put the bank on a sustainable path of profitability. The plan also aims to enhance board independence and objectivity, strengthen risk management, promote accountability and transparency, prevent insider dominance, and improve strategic decision-making. So, Speaker, this plan will, among others, strengthen corporate governance framework and systems, improve enterprise risk management and controls, establish a modern business model, revamp operational strategies, improve financial performance, institute and enhance supervisory measures, and eventually we will list the NIB on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Right Honorable Speaker, NIB now has a total paid-up capital of 3.4 billion Ghana cedis and a capital adequacy ratio of 23%. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the President, I want to use this opportunity to assure the people of Ghana and depositors that our indigenous bank, the National Investment Bank, is now prime for business. More importantly, Mr. Speaker, NIB is back. NIB is now liquid. NIB is now safe. NIB is fully capitalized. Mr. Speaker, we therefore encourage all and sundry to do business with the revitalized National Investment Bank, NIB. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to credit ratings. Mr. Speaker, the progress we are making in our economic reforms and debt restructuring efforts has been recognized internationally. On the 16th of June 2025, Fitch rating upgraded Ghana's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating to B-, with a stable outlook from restricted default, the first time since 2021. Fitch cited significant exchange rate appreciation, declining debt levels, strong nominal GDP growth, increased reserve accumulation, and normalized relationship with external creditors as key drivers. Right Honorable Speaker, to sustain these gains, we will, among others, do the following. We'll maintain fiscal discipline through continued implementation of prudent policies to promote fiscal and debt sustainability. We will continue the aggressive revenue mobilization by strengthening tax collection systems and broadening the tax base to increase domestic revenue without overburdening the citizens. Mr. Speaker, we will accelerate structural reforms in public financial management, including transparency and accountability measures to improve efficiency and reduce corruption. Mr. Speaker, we will strengthen monetary policy framework, and the central bank will lead this to complement the effort that we are doing. Mr. Speaker, we will diversify the economy through investment in sectors beyond traditional export to reduce the vulnerability to commodity price shocks and continue to maintain strong relationship with our international financial institutions and development partners to support ongoing reforms and assess technical assistance. Mr. Speaker, it's expected that other rating agencies, namely S&P and Moody's, will follow suit, given the remarkable progress we are making in ensuring economic stability and promoting inclusive growth. Right Honorable Speaker, this is just the beginning. We are determined to do better than B-. Ghana indeed deserves better than B-. Right Honorable Speaker, I now take you to fiscal policies and give you an update. Mr. Speaker, I start with VAT reforms. Mr. Speaker, in the 2025 budget statement, we reaffirmed our commitment to the people of Ghana and the business community to undertake comprehensive value-added tax reforms this year. These reforms are aimed at addressing the distortions and cascading effect inherent in the current VAT structure. To support this effort, we also committed to seeking technical assistance from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, and engage the people of Ghana. So, Speaker, I'm pleased to report that we have successfully completed our engagement with the IMF. Currently, the Ghana Revenue Authority, together with the Ministry of Finance, is undertaking a nationwide consultation process to sensitize key players in the trade and business sector on the VAT reform and solicit feedback from them. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Finance hopes to complete this process by September 2025, prepare a new VAT bill by October 2025, and submit same to Parliament as part of the 2026 budget statement. Mr. Speaker, I would like to reassure the people of Ghana that at the minimum, the following will happen as part of the VAT Act. Amendment Bill. Mr. Speaker, COVID levy will be abolished. The effective VAT rate will be reduced. The punitive cascading effect of the GET Fund and NHIS levy will be removed. VAT flat rate will be removed. And a unified VAT rate will be implemented. The VAT registration threshold will be increased to exempt small and micro businesses, and compliance will be improved through public education, awareness creation, and the introduction of fiscal electronic devices will be deployed. So, Speaker, I now take you to expenditure measures as part of the fiscal. Right Honorable Speaker, as part of the fiscal consolidation strategy, we have taking measures to sanitize public sector payroll and rid it of ghost names. Subsequently, we engaged the Ghana Audit Service to undertake a nationwide payroll audit across all 16 regions of the country. Mr. Speaker, the Audit Service has completed 91% of the payroll audit. So far, the Audit Service has not been able to identify or verify over 14,000 workers. Mr. Speaker, again, they have identified 53,311 separated staff on the payroll. Mr. Speaker, separated staffs are staff who are either on retirement, reassigned, terminated, or are on leave without pay or deceased and yet remain on government payroll. Mr. Speaker, the Audit Service expects to recover a minimum of 150.4 million of unearned salary from the separated staff over 2023 and 2024 period alone. Right, Honorable Speaker, going forward, we will enforce the monthly payroll validation process and strictly apply sanctions to all who validate ghosts for payment of salaries. Mr. Speaker, let me use this opportunity to strongly caution those who validate ghosts across the public service, that they will be personally liable for the loss of public fund. Mr. Speaker, let me repeat. Let me use this opportunity to strongly caution those who validate ghosts across the public service that they will be personally liable for the loss of public funds. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Finance will continue to monitor this payroll and put in place measures to prevent ghosts on the payroll going forward. Mr. Speaker, I now give you an update on the arrears payable audit that we did. Mr. Speaker, in the 2025 budget, we announced the launch of an audit of arrears in payables as at end December 2024. The Ghana Audit Service partnered with EY and PwC to undertake this audit. Mr. Speaker, the Audit Service was tasked to audit and validate 68.7 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, 68.7 billion Ghana cedis. So far, Mr. Speaker, 87% of the audit has been completed. Results show so far are as follows. Mr. Speaker, a total of 28.3 billion Ghana cedis has been validated for payment. Mr. Speaker, 27.3 billion is pending validation as we speak. Right, Honorable Speaker, an amount of 3.6 billion Ghana cedis has been rejected because of errors, duplication, and non-compliance with PFM and procurement rules. The Speaker, of this amount, 562.6 million is without adequate supporting document. So, Speaker, the outcome of this audit will blow your mind. Blow your mind. So, Speaker, the audit is expected to be completed by end of August 2025. Once finalized, we will update the House on the findings and outcomes. So, Speaker, I now take you to update on the IMF program. Update on the IMF program. Right, Honorable Speaker, Ghana remains on track on the implementation of the IMF program. A staff-level agreement was reached during the fourth review mission in April 2025, and we received executive board approval on the 7th of July 2025. This unlocked $367 million disbursement, bringing the total disbursement under the BIS program to $2.3 billion. The fifth review, which is scheduled for September 2025, will be based on June 2025 data. Mr. Speaker, I'm comfortable that Ghana is on course to achieve most of the targets for the fifth review. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to public debt development. Public debt development. Right, Honorable Speaker, our commitment to fiscal discipline through prudent debt management and exchange rate appreciation has resulted in a significant improvement in Ghana's debt profile. Public debt reduced from 726.7 billion as at end December 2024 to 613 billion as at end June 2025. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's public debt reduced by 113.7 billion Ghana cedis in 6 months. Mr. Speaker, for the first time in Ghana's history, there is a negative 15.6% rate of debt accumulation. Right, Honorable Speaker, Ghana's public debt to GDP ratio as at end June 2025 was 43.8% from the 61.8% of end December 2024. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's public debt as a percentage of GDP reduced by 18% of GDP in the last 6 months. Ghana's foreign debt as a percentage of total public debt declined from 57.4% as at end December 2024 to 49% by end June 2025. Mr. Speaker, this has significantly improved Ghana's debt sustainability. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to update on debt restructuring. Right, Honorable Speaker, government remains committed to restructuring our bilateral and commercial debt under the G20 Common Framework. On the 24th of June 2025, the House approved an indicative terms of the Memorandum of Understanding between Ghana and Official Creditors Committee. On behalf of His Excellency the President, I wish to thank this House for swift action which has enabled Ghana to begin negotiation for the signing of bilateral agreements with each of the creditor countries. We are ready to sign the agreement with 2 countries as at tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, it is expected that 4 agreements will be signed by close of tomorrow. First will sign with France, and the second will sign with another country yet to be confirmed. Mr. Speaker, on the commercial debt restructuring, we have signed non-disclosure agreement, NDAs, with some commercial lenders, in line with the government's strong commitment to honoring its debt obligation. We have made 2 debt service payments of about $700 million to our Eurobond holders. Mr. Speaker, on the domestic front, government continues to meet its commitment towards the domestic bondholders. For the first half of 2025, a total of 9.8 billion Ghana cedis was paid to coupons to DDEP bondholders, of which 3.6 billion Ghana cedis was capitalized. Right, Honorable Speaker, for non-tendered bondholders, government paid a total of 1.1 billion Ghana cedis. This was the outstanding debt service as at 2024. Mr. Speaker, for the second half of 2025, an amount of 10.2 billion Ghana cedis is due as coupon payment on the DDEP bonds and 724.1 million as debt service for the non-tendered bondholders. It is important to know that government remains committed to honoring its debt service obligation, and therefore we have made sufficient preparation towards the settlement of this debt, and bondholders should not worry, this amount will be paid in due course. Mr. Speaker, priority project under the restructured bilateral debt. Following Ghana's default on its external debt service obligation on the 19th December 2022, creditors halted disbursement of 55 bilateral projects. This resulted in several uncompleted projects dotted across the country, with a massive $3 billion US in undisbursed loans. The IMF and Official Creditors Committee annual disbursement ceiling of $250 million for official creditors loan implies that it will take 12 good years to fully draw down on the undisbursed loans. Under the MOU with the Official Creditors Committee, the government of Ghana was required to submit a priority list to accommodate the $250 million annual disbursement ceiling. Right, Honorable Speaker, during the presentation of the 2025 budget and economic policy of government, I informed this House that we will engage to resolve this challenge. Following the extensive engagement, government has submitted a priority list of 24 projects to the OCC and the IMF. This is expected to trigger resumption of disbursement for projects on the priority list upon the signing of bilateral agreements between Ghana and the creditor countries. We aim to ensure that all the priority projects are completed and commissioned by end 2028. Mr. Speaker, the priority projects are as follows. We are going to build a new bridge across the Volta River at Volivo. Mr. Speaker, the reconstruction of Tema Aflao Road project, phase 1. Tema motorway runabout through Ashiaman runabout to Achimpuku. The construction of 14 pedestrian bridges, Kumasi roads and drainage extension. So Speaker, Power Grant interchange and the Secondary Takrady Township Road, phase 1. Rehabilitation of Domekitasi Road, Obichebi Lamte interchange, phase 2. Bogatanga Boko Pomakrom Road, PTC runabout interchange project at Takrady, construction of drinking water facilities in Wenchi, Secondary Takrady water supply, modernization of Komfo Anoche Teaching Hospital, construction of central medical stores in Tema, Efia Nkwanta Regional Hospital in Takrady, Bogatanga Regional Hospital, establishment of the University of Environment and Sustainable Development at Bonsu, establishment of 9 state-of-the-art technical and vocational education training center, and, Mr. Speaker, integrated e-learning laboratories in senior high schools. Mr. Speaker, that's not all. The expansion and development of existing senior high schools, renewable energy program, pilot photovoltaic system, Mr. Speaker, the renewable energy and energy efficiency program, and the construction of Takrady Market. Mr. Speaker, finally, the Kumasi Central Market, phase 2. Mr. Speaker, the main criterion for the selection of this project was closeness to completion. As a result, projects which were over 70% complete were given priority. The resumption of disbursement for the project and its associated debt service are fully in line with our commitment under the bilateral debt restructuring and IMF program. Right, Honorable Speaker, there's no room for an increase in scope for any of the projects on the priority list as agreed upon at the IMF and the OCC. Implementing agencies must take note and comply accordingly. So, Speaker, I repeat, there is no room for any increase in scope for work for any of the projects on the priority list agreed upon with the IMF and the Official Creditors Committee. Implementing agencies must take note and comply accordingly. So, Speaker, it has come to the attention of the Ministry of Finance that a number of contractors implementing some of these 55 stalled projects have drawn down on the loans with no work done to match the amount drawn down. Mr. Speaker, sadly, it has come to the attention of the Ministry of Finance that a number of contractors implementing some of these 55 projects have drawn down on the loans with no work done to match the amount drawn down. Again, some contractors have submitted additional costs in excess of what Parliament approved. The Ministry of Finance has accordingly commissioned a forensic audit into this project. Mr. Speaker, we will apprise the House when this audit is completed. And the Speaker, for emphasis, the Auditor General is the one doing this forensic audit in partnership with some of the Big Four. Update on sinking fund. Mr. Speaker, in the 2025 budget statement, government announced that it will commence the operationalization of Section 37 to 44 of the Public Financial Management Act, Act 921, as amended, to build sufficient buffers in the sinking fund for prompt redemption of specified loans obligations of government. Mr. Speaker, government has set up a CD sinking fund account and US dollar sinking fund account. Beginning August 2025, the Ministry of Finance will commence the building of cash buffers to support the repayment of Ghana's domestic debt service obligation relating to the domestic debt exchange program bonds, which will fall due in the year 2027, 2028, and even 2026. So, Speaker, the CD sinking fund will specifically target the redemption and debt service harms in 2026 of $20 billion Ghana cedis for the year 2026, 50.3 billion Ghana cedis for the year 2027, and 45.75 billion Ghana cedis for the year 2025. Similarly, the US dollar sinking fund account will also target Eurobond redemption, which will fall due from 2026 of $1.45 billion US dollars, $1.17 billion US dollars in 2027, and $1.14 billion US dollars in the year 2028. Mr. Speaker, the implementation of the sinking fund will provide a reliable buffers that ensures timely and predictable redemption of designated public debt obligation. This structured approach to debt service will enhance investor confidence and contribute to long-term debt sustainability of our dear country. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to Government of Ghana's liability management operations. Mr. Speaker, government has begun an implementation of an effective and efficient liability management program to reduce embedded risk on debt portfolio. Our liability management operation will, 1, reduce debt service costs and mitigate refinancing or rollover risk. Extend maturities to alleviate near-term financing pressures. So, Speaker, to optimize the debt portfolio by rebalancing the mix of short-term versus long-term instruments and strengthen market confidence. Under our liability management operations, Mr. Speaker, we will analyze the domestic bond market to assess suitability for bonds buybacks. We will carefully sequence issuance of benchmark securities and prioritize longer dated tenor to establish a stable yield curve. Mr. Speaker, I take you to primary dealers and bond market specialist system as we inherited. Mr. Speaker, our debt management strategy is to use treasury bills for cash management purposes only. We intend to reopen the domestic bond market to finance the budget deficit. The reopening of the domestic bond market will aim at creating a more competitive primary market that can deliver the volume and pricing to enable the government lower its borrowing cost. So, Speaker, beginning August 2025, we will commence the selection of new book runners to assist government in the reopening of the domestic bond market. Mr. Speaker, for emphasis, beginning 2025 August, the government of Ghana will commence the selection of new book runners to assist government in the reopening of the domestic bond market. So, Speaker, the selection of book runners will focus on banks and investment dealers with the ability to achieve a wider market distribution and advise on pricing and structuring. So, Speaker, I now take you to revise macroeconomic framework. Mr. Speaker, macroeconomic target. Economic developments in the first half of the year do not warrant a revision to the macroeconomic target and the appropriations bill. Mr. Speaker, I am not asking for additional money from the Appropriations Act. We maintain the following macroeconomic target for 2025. 1. Overall GDP growth at least 4.0%. At least. Non-oil GDP growth of at least 4.8%. End-year inflation rate of 11.9%. Primary balance on commitment basis at a surplus of 1.5% of GDP. And gross international reserves covering not less than 3 months of imports. So, Speaker, although we have made significant progress, we are cautiously optimistic. Right, Honorable Speaker, despite maintaining our macroeconomic target for 2025, including the primary balance on commitment basis of a surplus of 1.5% of GDP, we are revising both revenue and expenditure projections to reflect the impact of the additional revenue from the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2025, Act 1141. Revisions to revenue. Right, Honorable Speaker, as a result, total revenue and grant has been revised upwards from the 2025 budget target of 227.1 billion to 229.9 billion, or from 16.2% of GDP to 16.4% of GDP. This represents a nominal increase of 1.3%. Mr. Speaker, the additional revenue of 2.9 billion Ghana cedis will come from the increase in revenues from the amendment to the Energy Sector Levies Act. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to revisions to expenditures. Mr. Speaker, total expenditure on commitment basis has been revised downwards from 269.5 billion from the original budget projection of 270.9 billion Ghana cedis. However, primary expenditures have been revised upwards to 209.6 billion from the original budget projection of 206.8 billion Ghana cedis. This upward adjustment reflects an increase in the allocation to support energy sector payment. Mr. Speaker, interest payments have been revised downwards by 4.3 billion Ghana cedis from the original budget projection of 64.1 billion to 59.9 billion cedis. Right Honorable Speaker, domestic interest has been revised downwards by 5.1 billion Ghana cedis, mainly on account of gains from the reduction in the treasury bill rate as a result of the implementation of our prudent debt management policies. However, external interest payments have been revised upwards by 795 million to make additional provision for debt service due on post-cutoff date disbursement made by our bilateral creditors since 2023. Mr. Speaker, energy sector payments have also been revised upwards by 2.9 billion Ghana cedis to provision for fuel purchases for power generations. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to overall balance and financing. Right Honorable Speaker, notwithstanding the revisions to revenue and expenditure, the primary balance on commitment basis remains unchanged at a surplus of 1.5% of GDP. Based on the revisions to revenue and expenditure, the following fiscal balance on cash basis improves from a deficit of 4.1% of GDP to 3.8% of GDP. I mean the fiscal balance. The overall fiscal balance on commitment basis improves from a deficit of 3.1% to 2.8%, and the projected annual borrowing needs of government reduced by 4.3 billion Ghana cedis. Simple put, we will be borrowing less by 4.3 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, risk to 2025 budget, risk to the 2025 fiscal framework. Mr. Speaker, despite the robust fiscal performance, there are some underlying risks which pose a threat to the 2025 fiscal framework. The risks are as follows: shortfalls in customs revenue, smuggling of marine gas oil, mounting wage pressures, and pricing and award of contracts in foreign currency. Mr. Speaker, I'll take them one by one. Customs revenue. Right Honorable Speaker, customs revenue recorded a significant shortfall of 1.6 billion, even though the overall revenue is doing well, representing 12.7% reduction from the first half of 2025. This performance is attributed to systemic revenue leakage at key customs collection points, particularly the Tema port and the smuggling of goods across our land borders. Mr. Speaker, these developments pose risk to the attainment of our revenue target for the year 2025. To mitigate these risks, government is implementing the following measures to address the existing operational challenges to safeguard revenue. 1, we will adopt the use of artificial intelligence, AI, to minimize human interference in revenue assessment, supporting the validation of the country of origin, as well as the accuracy of classification and valuation of imported goods. Mr. Speaker, we are rolling out advanced cargo information system to ensure that the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, and the Ghana Revenue Authority, the GRA, receives comprehensive shipment detail at least 24 hours prior to vessel departure from the port of origin. Mr. Speaker, this will enable pre-arrival risk assessments, reduce the need for documentation amendment, and facilitate more accurate and timely duty assessment. We will also be implementing a robust anti-smuggling surveillance program targeting both inland and maritime borders. And to those at Sankasi, we are coming after you. Mr. Speaker, reviewing the institutional setup of Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, including staff mobility. Mr. Speaker, let me repeat this. We will be reviewing the institutional setup of Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, including staff mobility, to facilitate the decentralization of customs operations. Mr. Speaker, operational risk assessment to enhance transparency and accountability of staff will be enhanced. Now I will take you to the smuggling of marine gas oil, MGO. Right Honorable Speaker, tax exemptions on marine gas oil was introduced to support non-artisanal fishing fleets operating from Ghana. Over the years, the tax exemptions have created incentive to abuse and smuggling of MGO onto the open market, resulting in revenue losses estimated at nearly $500 million Ghana cedis every year. The government will withdraw the tax exemption to curb smuggling and stem the erosion of tax revenue, thereby reducing the fiscal risk to the 2025 budget. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to wages and salary, which happens to be the third risk to the budget. Right Honorable Speaker, we have seen some significant pressures on the compensation budget for the first half of 2025, mainly emanating from wages and salaries. Wages and salaries exceeded the target by 1.3 billion Ghana cedis for the first 6 months of the year. Mr. Speaker, the wage pressures were largely driven by last-minute recruitment undertaken by the previous MPP administration in the last quarter of 2024, especially in the areas of education, health, and security sector. Mr. Speaker, let me repeat. The wage pressures we are largely seeing are driven by the last-minute recruitment undertaken by the previous government in the last quarter of 2024, especially in areas of education, health, and the security sector. In addition, ad hoc reviews of conditions of service undertaken in previous years have distorted the single-spine pay policy and further burdened the public wage. Mr. Speaker, the government is implementing the following measures to address this challenge. Number one, we'll conduct regular nationwide staff payroll audit to sanitize the payroll. Mr. Speaker, we will be realigning all staff from overstaffed areas and defunct MDAs to areas with critical staffing needs. Right Honorable Speaker, we will finalize the process for the establishment of the Independent Emolument Committee as part of the broader effort to reform and reset public sector pay. And finally, we will issue an executive directive mandating all MDAs to seek approval from the Minister of Finance or the Ministry of Finance before making any commitment with financial implications on the payroll. So, Speaker, pricing and award of contract in foreign currency. Pricing and award of contract in foreign currency. Mr. Speaker, pricing of goods and services and award of contract in foreign currency pose significant risk to fiscal management, with severe implications for the stability of our Ghana city. Unfortunately, foreign currencies are becoming the means of transacting business in Ghana. This trend, if not checked, will erode the confidence in our currency, drive inflation, and result in the loss of value in the symbol of our sovereignty. Mr. Speaker, to curb this unfortunate development, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has directed that beginning today, 24th of July 2025, no contract awarded by government, irrespective of source of fund, should be denominated in foreign currency. Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker. To curb this unfortunate development, President John Dramani Mahama has directed that beginning today, 24th of July 2025, no contract awarded by government, irrespective of source of funding, should be denominated in foreign currency. Mr. Speaker, we also want to use this opportunity to remind the public that per the Foreign Exchange Act 2006, Act 723, companies, institutions, and individuals are prohibited from pricing, advertising, receipting, or making payment for goods and services in foreign currencies in Ghana without prior written approval from the Bank of Ghana. Right, Honorable Speaker, I will take you to key policy initiatives. Mr. Speaker, I now present updates on key policy initiatives outlined in the 2025 budget. Right, Honorable Speaker, since its establishment in April 2025, the Ghana Gold Board has initiated reforms to licensing regime that governs the local gold trading sector and introduced new aggregation system to effectively mop up gold from artisanal small-scale mining sector across the country. These measures have already yielded tangible economic benefits within the short period of operation of the Ghana Gold Board. In the first half of 2025 alone, gold export from the small-scale sector stood at 51.5 tons with an export value of approximately $5 billion. This figure far exceeds the 26.4 tons which are with an export value of $1.8 billion from the small-scale mining sector over the same period in 2024. Mr. Speaker, simply put, gold export in tons from the small-scale mining sector for the first half of 2025 recorded about 100% increase over what was recorded in the year 2024. Similarly, the value of gold export from small-scale mining increased by about 180% for the first half of 2025 over that of the same period in 2024. Mr. Speaker, for the first time in Ghana's history, gold export from small-scale mining sector have exceeded gold export from large-scale sector. Mr. Speaker, the substantial foreign exchange inflows from the gold board operations in the artisanal small-scale mining sector have significantly strengthened our reserves, improved our balance of payments, and provided critical support for the Ghana city. Mr. Speaker, this tells a story of a country which has been denied the full benefit of its gold resources, a story of a country where illegal gold trade and smuggling have been allowed to fester to the detriment of the well-being of the people. Right, Honorable Speaker. On the 8th of July 2025, His Excellency President John Mahama inaugurated a task force to tackle illegal gold trade and smuggling. I also want to use this opportunity as the Sector Minister to reiterate that the government of President Mahama will deal ruthlessly with anyone found engaging in illegal trade and smuggling, as these nation-wrecking activities sabotage the progress of our country. Mr. Speaker, I also want to reiterate the point that no one should come to us and beg because we will not spare. Mr. Speaker, the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program deserves some update. Mr. Speaker, earlier this month, President Mahama officially launched the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program, Ghana's ambitious and integrated strategy to boost production, create sustainable jobs, and modernize our economy. The 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program represents a national reset aimed at reducing import dependence, expanding domestic production, improving market access, and building a competitive, skilled workforce for a dynamic economy. Right, Honorable Speaker, the anchor of the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program is the Volta Economic Corridor, a transformational project to unlock the vast economic and environmental potential of the Volta Lake and its surrounding lands. Mr. Speaker, the Volta Economic Corridor revives and expands on Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's original vision of the Volta project as a hub for agro-industry, trade and transport, now reimagined to fit today's economic reality and regional opportunities. Mr. Speaker, the Volta Economic Corridor will be executed through the following pillars of the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program. Right, Honorable Speaker. Road 24 will irrigate 2 million hectares of farmlands for year-round farming instead of the traditional seasonal farming. Right, Honorable Speaker. Make 24 will establish agro-industrial parks for textiles, pharmaceuticals, and food processing. Mr. Speaker, Show 24 will develop tourism clusters and hospitality hubs along the Volta Lake. And Connect 24 will turn the lake into a major inland transport route, cutting haulage costs and linking northern, southern, eastern, and western Ghana. Mr. Speaker, to support this transformative program, the Ministry of Finance will, in the 2026 budget, outline targeted incentives for the Volta Economic Corridor. These measures will be carefully designed to attract private capital, drive enterprise growth, and create decent, well-paying jobs. The Speaker, for emphasis, the Ministry of Finance will, as part of the 2026 budget, outline a targeted incentive for the Volta Economic Corridor. Right Honorable Speaker, the government will only facilitate and not dominate this ambitious growth goal. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to the big push. Right Honorable Speaker, as part of the 2025 budget, we announced the commencement of the Big Push program, a flagship initiative of President John Dramani Mahama for massive infrastructure development. Since then, the President has dedicated all Big Push budgetary allocation for the next 2 years, Mr. Speaker, and I mean all Big Push allocation for the next 2 years to improve road infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, you may recall that Parliament approved that all oil revenue and mineral royalties accrued to the budget were dedicated to the Big Push. As a result, an amount of 13.8 billion Ghana cedis was allocated in the 2025 budget for the Big Push program to be used for road infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Roads and Highways has spent the last 6 months of his time in office touring the whole country to assess firsthand the state of our roads. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Roads and Highways has undertaken studies and prepared comprehensive engineering interventions and cost estimates for roads projects across the country for the Big Push program. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Finance has since issued commencement authorization for the following road infrastructure projects under the Big Push program. Mr. Speaker, these are the following Big Push projects as approved by the Ministry of Finance. Mr. Speaker, number 1, the construction of a new bridge on the Oti River at Dambai. Number 2, rehabilitation of Wahan Road. 3, upgrading of Tumu Hamile Road. 4, upgrading of Tumu Han Laura Road. 5, reconstruction of Navrongo Tumu Road. 6, rehabilitation of Techiman Nkonsia Wenchi Road. 7, rehabilitation of Wenchi Sola Road. 8, Mr. Speaker, construction of Sunyani Outer Ring Road. Mr. Speaker, the construction of Kumasi Outer Ring Road, Eastern Quadrant. Mr. Speaker, the rehabilitation of Bintri Napanduri Road. Mr. Speaker, the rehabilitation of Dodo Pepeso Nkwanta Road. Rehabilitation of Achimpuku Esukuma Junction Road. Rehabilitation of Esukuma Junction to Enyinawase Road. Right Honorable Speaker, Enyinawase to Ho Titreno Road. Mr. Speaker, we'll be upgrading the Akosombo Jakiti Kudikope Road. Mr. Speaker, we'll be upgrading Esukuma to Enumbuso to Parliament Road. Mr. Speaker, Adome Bridge to Akomufre Road. We'll be upgrading Ho to Petoi Road. Mr. Speaker, rehabilitation of Petoi to Afiadanyamepa Road. Mr. Speaker, we'll be rehabilitating Penny to Aflao Road. We will be dualizing Winneba to Mankesim Road. We'll be dualizing Cape Coast to Takrady Road. We'll be rehabilitating Mankesim Ejumako to Aguna Swedro Road. Mr. Speaker, we will be rehabilitating Tema to Aflawo Road. Construction of Dodowa to Afenya Dowenya Road. Right, Honorable Speaker, we will be upgrading the Oyibi to Apollonia Afenya Road. Right, Honorable Speaker, we will be constructing the Enchi to Elubo Road. We will also be constructing the Dadieso to Akontombra Road. We will be upgrading the Adrofua to Osekojokrom Road. And we will be upgrading the Enchi to Kojoru Penchi Road. And finally, Mr. Speaker, we will be upgrading the Bediako Junction, Camp 15 to Sefi, Adobokrom Road. Mr. Speaker, as part of the Big Push program, we have also selected the following abandoned road projects for which no dedicated funding was allocated for by the previous administration to be included into the Big Push program. Mr. Speaker, the projects are as follows. Upgrading of Kasua to Winneba Road. Rehabilitation of Ofanko to Insawam Road, dual carriage. Right, Honorable Speaker, dualization of Takradi to Aguna Junction Road. Mr. Speaker, the construction of Swami Interchange and local roads. Mr. Speaker, we will also be constructing the National Route 18 from Wa to Han Road. And we will be upgrading the Tumu to Chichiliga to Navrongo, including the construction of 36-meter span reinforced concrete over the Kenyibi River and 24-meter span reinforced concrete over the Bichirulu River. Right, Honorable Speaker, we will be reconstructing the Navrongo to Sandama Road. Mr. Speaker, we will be rehabilitating the Tepa to Gosu Road, rehabilitating the Hohoi to Jasikan Road, and we will be rehabilitating Nkwanta to Oti Damanko Road. We will be reconstructing the Have to Hohoi Road, and we will dualize the Adenta Dodowa Road. And Mr. Speaker, to conclude, we will reconstruct the Jinijini to Sampa Road. Right, Honorable Speaker, in line with Section 33 of the Public Financial Management Act, and as part of this mid-year fiscal review of the 2025 budget statement and economic policy, I am seeking approval for these multi-year commitments. Mr. Speaker, government has also initiated comprehensive feasibility studies for 4 projects which are currently at various stages of preparation, ensuring detailed assessment of their technical, economic, and environmental viability. Mr. Speaker, the projects are as follows. Project number 1, Accra-Kumasi Expressway on a completely new alignment. Mr. Speaker, Accra Outer Ring Road, Kumasi Outer Ring Road, and Adoso Echi Amanfo Bridge to connect the Afram Prince area. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to reorganization of the Ghana Road Fund. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is not all. The government of President John Mahama has also taken a decision to remodel the Ghana Road Fund and refocus it towards road maintenance. As part of this media review, and on behalf of the government, the Minister for Roads and Highways will be laying before this House a new road maintenance trust fund bill. When approved, the road maintenance trust fund bill will replace the Ghana Road Fund. Mr. Speaker, the road maintenance trust fund will, among others, provide for a new governance architecture, provide a formula for a fairer allocation of resources, and introduce more transparency in the utilization of road fund levy and others. Mr. Speaker, government has identified 166 constituencies in dire need of road infrastructure. Right, Honorable Speaker, the government has identified 166 constituencies in dire need of road infrastructure. In response, we have programmed to rehabilitate 10 kilometers of roads annually in each of these 166 constituencies across the country. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, The President Mahama administration has identified 166 constituencies in dire need of road infrastructure. In response, we have programmed to rehabilitate 10 kilometers of roads annually in each of these constituencies. Mr. Speaker, this translates to about 5,000 kilometers of roads to be constructed in these 166 constituencies in dire need of road infrastructure over the next 3 years. So, Speaker, simple put, over the next 3 years, we'll be building 5,000 kilometers of road in these 166 constituencies. Mr. Speaker, I am pleased to inform this House that we have paid all nursing and teacher training allowances from January to June 2025. Right, Honorable Speaker, from the end of this month, July 2025, all nursing and teacher trainees will receive their allowances promptly at the end of every single month. Mr. Speaker, I'll now move to the conclusion. Mr. Speaker, Right, Honorable Speaker, I conclude this media fiscal policy review.
We have other business. It's not only this one.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I conclude this media fiscal review with renewed hope and optimism. The last 6 months have revealed our enduring spirit, what we can collectively achieve, and our potential to rise from the brink. Upon assumption of office in January this year, we were handed an economy in deep distress, a country with dispirited citizens. Trust and faith in our leaders were at all-time low. The fundamentals were not only weak, but broken. Mr. Speaker, and the misery and suffering were palpable. Mr. Speaker, in just 6 months, in fact, under 200 days, under the decisive leadership of President John Mahama, we have begun to change the story. Mr. Speaker, President Mahama's economic management model is working. The turnaround is in sight. Mr. Speaker, the signs of economic progress are visible and measurable. Mr. Speaker, first quarter economic growth is at 5-year high. Our debt to GDP ratio is at a 5-year low. Mr. Speaker, inflation has declined to a 4-year low. Right, Honorable Speaker, our credit rating has improved from junk to B- with stable outlook, a 2-notch upgrade and a 4-year high. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have almost reversed all the cedi depreciations in the years 2022, 2023, and 2024, with no cedi depreciation in the year 2025. Mr. Speaker, the level of the appreciation of the Ghana cedi has never happened in the history of our nation. Prices of petrol and diesel at the pump have reduced significantly to the benefit of consumers. And the price of sugar, rice, and cooking oil at a 4-year low. Mr. Speaker, the price of 25 kilograms of kilogram bag of Royal Aroma rice, which used to be sold at 650 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 356 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, the price of Olonka of sugar, which used to be sold for 50 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 44 Ghana cedis. Right, Honorable Speaker, price of 25-liter of cooking oil, which used to be sold for 980 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 640 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, price of konkonte, 1 sack. Price of konkonte, 1 sack, which used to be sold for 1,200 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 950 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, a ton of iron rods, which used to be sold at 9,400 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold at 7,500 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, onions, 1 paint bucket, which used to be sold at 120 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 95 Ghana cedis. Right, Honorable Speaker, POP cement, which used to be sold for 115 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 90 Ghana cedis. The Speaker, maize, 1 sack, which used to be sold for 1,600 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 1,450. And Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Agriculture has promised that it will go down even more. Mr. Speaker, the price of Yard's sanitary pad, which was 25 Ghana cedis in January, is now going for 15 Ghana cedis. 15 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, palm fruit, 1 Olonka, which used to be sold for 40 Ghana cedis, is now being sold for 25 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, this is the reset President Mahama promised. This is the reset President Mahama promised. It has been 6 months of hard work. We have lessened the burden on households and businesses. Mr. Speaker, contrary to the perception that we are not spending, we are indeed spending, and spending at the right places. We are making the right investments in the lives of the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, an amount of $700 million US dollars of Eurobond obligations has been paid. An amount of 10 billion to domestic bondholders has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 2.9 billion Ghana cedis to the District Assembly's Common Fund has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 2.7 billion Ghana cedis to the Social Security and National Insurance Trust has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 9.1 billion Ghana cedis to the energy sector for stable power supply has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 5 billion Ghana cedis of arrest has been paid. Right, Honorable Speaker, an amount of 4.6 billion to the Ghana Education Trust Fund has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 1 billion Ghana cedis to the free secondary education program has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 4.6 billion Ghana cedis to the National Health Insurance Scheme has been paid. Right, Honorable Speaker, an amount of 1.4 billion for the National Health Insurance claims has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 252 million for vaccines and essential medicine has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 72.8 million Ghana cedis as capitation grant has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 895 million to the school feeding program has been paid. Right, Honorable Speaker, an amount of 477 million to the LEAP beneficiaries has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 122.8 million for BEC registration has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 300 million to the no-fee stress policy has been paid. Right, Honorable Speaker, an amount of 191.7 million Ghana cedis as teacher training allowances has been paid. Mr. Speaker, again, an amount of 462.6 million as nursing training allowances has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 25 million as assembly members allowance has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 21 million Ghana cedis for National Apprenticeship Program has been paid. Right, Honorable Speaker, an amount of 34.5 million to the Jumawa program has been paid. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 2 billion Ghana cedis as goods and service to run effective and efficient government ministries, departments and agencies has been paid. And Mr. Speaker, as we speak, an amount of 2 billion Ghana cedis to save the National Investment Bank has been paid. Right, Honorable Speaker, non-interest expenditure of 84.2 billion Ghana cedis has been paid. So far, Mr. Speaker, from January to June, total cash of 114.5 billion has been paid from the consolidated fund. Mr. Speaker, we are spending at the right place. Right, Honorable Speaker, we are spending at the right places. We are touching lives and we are changing our country, thereby reducing the cost of borrowing. So, Speaker, we have saved on domestic interest payment following the implementation of our prudent debt management policies. Mr. Speaker, there is still more work to be done. President Mahama is determined to deliver. Inshallah, His Excellency John Mahama will deliver. Right, Honorable Speaker, we are not out of the woods yet. It would be premature to make that pronouncement. So, Speaker, I repeat, we are not out of the woods yet. It would be premature to make that pronouncement. But the good news is that today, hope is in sight. And we are determined to navigate the country out of the terrible storm we inherited from President Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Bawumia. Mr. Speaker, we need the support of the people of Ghana to weather this storm. Mr. Speaker, to the farmer in Yendi and to the fisher folk in Sekendi and Shama, to the nurse in Sunyani and the teacher in Enumbuso and Ejumako, to the Ghanaian youth seeking decent work, to the elderly seeking better pension. We see you, we hear you, and we are working for you. John Mahama will work for you. The NDC will work for you. The gains we have made so far are the results of your sacrifice, your patience, our belief, and our belief that change was not only necessary, but crucial. Mr. Speaker, this media review is not just a technical report. It is the story of the Ghanaian people, a story of a nation that refused to give up, a story that echoes Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it is done. Mr. Speaker, this is a story that echoes Nelson Mandela's quote, that it always seems impossible until it is done. Mr. Speaker, even as we look back at how far we have come, we are also looking ahead. This is the essence of John Mahama's leadership. He is focused and he will deliver. President Mahama is honoring his promise to the Ghanaian people. The second half of 2025 promises to be even better. We expect inflation to continue its downward trend and reach our 2025 target ahead of schedule. We will sustain the stability of the cedi through disciplined spending, targeted investment, and continued reserve accumulation. Growth will be further boosted by strategic initiatives, including the 24-hour economy program, the Big Push infrastructure program, and the revitalization of agriculture through the Agriculture for Economic Transformation program. Mr. Speaker, you may recall that during my vetting, when asked what I would like to be remembered as a minister, Mr. Speaker, I stated that I would like to be remembered for stabilizing the exchange rate, ensuring low prices, and creating jobs. Right, Honorable Speaker, ahead of the presentation of the 2025 budget, my engagement with the traders at the Mokola market revealed that prices and exchange rate stability were the overriding concerns of the business community. So, Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity to thank our cherished traders at Mokola for their valuable insight. Mr. Speaker, the update on the cedi and the prices, as said earlier, clearly shows that we have taken deliberate and decisive action to ensure that the challenges with exchange rates and prices are tackled head-on. Mr. Speaker, let me assure all Ghanaians that the stability in the exchange rate and the lower prices we are experiencing will be sustained. Ghanaians, Mr. Speaker, the government has worked hard to bring down and stabilize the exchange rate with deliberate policies. It is now time for businesses to bring down prices to reflect the new economic reality. We understand businesses went through some sacrifices during the turbulent economic challenges, but so did the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, it is now time for prices to come down to reflect the new realities for the benefit of all Ghanaians and not only for the traders. Mr. Speaker, as we look forward, more jobs will be created, confidence will be deepened, and the Ghanaian economy will stand tall again, not just in the sub-region, but on the global stage. But to do this, Mr. Speaker, we must stay united as a people and eschew divisiveness. We must continue to have faith in our country, Ghana. Mr. Speaker, most importantly, we must have faith in our currency, the Ghana cedi. For 60 years through cycles of inflation, devaluation, redenomination, and recovery, the cedi has remained the symbol of our sovereignty. It has endured, it has evolved, and it remains the only legal tender of our republic. Let us protect it. Let us trade with our currency, the Ghana cedi. Let us talk about it with pride, not as a burden, but as a badge of economic independence. Mr. Speaker, I believe in the cedi, fellow countrymen and women. I believe in the cedi. You also have to believe in the cedi. Mr. Speaker, let to all of us who have the privilege to serve in the leadership of our nation, let us unite and do this for ourselves, for our children and for our children's children. It is our collective responsibility to reset our country. Ghana needs us more than ever. Our people need us. Mr. Speaker, I cannot conclude this address without expressing deep gratitude to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, whose unwavering dedication and vision continue to anchor this national reset. Mr. Speaker, on a personal level, I thank His Excellency the President, because without him, this work couldn't have been achieved. Mr. Speaker, he is indeed the anchor towards our economic reset. Right Honorable Speaker, and to you, Father, Mr. Speaker. Father, Mr. Speaker. Alban, Sumana, Kingsford, Bagman, our father, and members of Parliament and the Parliamentary Service, I'm extremely grateful. Mr. Speaker, indeed, Aban Papaba. Mr. Speaker, Aban Papaba. No wonder my brother Kwame and his team had to flee the chamber. I salute the Speaker. I thank you.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
So just gone by a presentation of the mid-year budget by the Finance Minister, Dr. Kissel Ato Forcing. Oko social media bi se ato force enso ne ato force pa ato forcing the 2025 mid-year budget review aba, and me no ka say emrahye bedwafo ni nyina so regional mo na so na say we are aware unim say by now the minority did not participate in jumedie na a course or no. They are going round some institutions presenting petitions ahodo womo edema womo, and their petition is about Ablekuma North rerun elections of course so and the violence and I think so galamsey ehonsem. We'll deal with that matter, but near that ponusu and there will be a hunkomo the mid-year budget review the finance minister Ediabeto emrahye bedwafo enim, and by extension or the ato Ghana for no enyina anymore. Now, we'll come back to Parliament and hear how the Speaker wraps up the entire process.
In line with the practice and convention of the House, I refer the media fiscal policy review of the budget statement and economic policy of the government of Ghana for the 2025 financial year to the budget committee to be assisted by the leadership of the Committee on Finance for deliberation and report to the House. When it comes to the House, we will hear from the chairman of the committee after it has gone through the report as to whether they second the motion that has been moved or not. If they do so, then it will be opened for debate. This is a motion, it's not a statement. And so members will have the opportunity to debate the media fiscal policy review of the budget statement and economic policy of the government of Ghana. So I intend to permit the minister to lay some of the instruments that are clearly consequent on the media fiscal policy just presented to us. And so if you look at your order paper addendum, you will see we have captured presentation of instruments and also the presentation and first reading of one bill. So I intend to give him the opportunity to do so now. And then we can make the references to the appropriate committees so that all these committees can work together and then report to the House for us to have a comprehensive report on what we just heard from the Minister of Finance.
EpaHoaDaben Sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben Sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
So it is done now. The 2025 media budget review has duly been presented by the Finance Minister, Dr. Kisol Atoforsin. And what remains, the debate around it. Now, I am wondering how the minority will contribute to this debate because Oman Tinemubi and the richness of argument Ebekoso on the floor of Parliament when they return. Oma boycotted the presentation itself, but would they boycott the debate around it as well? Because, said the Etieno, the whole debate will be about the very activity Oma boycotted here. But they haven't boycotted in a vacuum. Oma boycotted at the one called the Jubilee House. Oma boycotted the one called the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. Oma boycotted at the one called CODEO, and CODEO is the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers. So all my QSR presentations, but the finance minister was focused and he's been able to deliver the media budget review. What's here be Bra Facebook Live na ebechira wadwene on how you see this media budget review. Or shall say by telling Ghana for near womo inherit ye free a NPP abayne ho na ochiremu a omo inherit corruption omo inherit haircut yede man kokkrafo ne mrewafo a omo pension omo inherit massive debt and fiscal risks omo say omo inherit economic mismanagement and reckless spending Dr. Atoforsen say ejapade ba kwa MPP di ja wo mo currency collapse and inflation. Ena wasan so can say there was also sectorial breakdown. Energy sector can in excess of about $1.5 billion dollars. Cocoa sector we are talking about 32 billion Ghana cedis. State-owned enterprises, according to Dr. Atoforsen, don't wanna paralyze it. We have a balance sheet and it say omo bubu anesa. We no ena ochire ni omo ba ye omaye. Na ose NDC Aban led by His Excellency President Mahama approached economic management differently. And yemo maye ABA and say Oma renew social contract and national priorities. Omo ba ye no omo di kan a national economic dialogue. Any education forum eboa womo ma omo redefine omo policies a omo deba. One say omo ye direct engagement with market women, trade unions, youth groups, and traditional leaders. We bua womo ma match budgeta omo de baye no na people centered. Nyomanfo ne hwehwe and omo de baye. Apart from that, womo asanso can say for the finance minister asanso ede etu edwa say womo aye strict with fiscal discipline. Ena omo asanso aye strict with IMF and shisheye na eda ho no. Omo tighten spending. Meanwhile, the tightening of spending no omo making sure say it didn't affect social investments. Or say ama IMF ukra praise Aben for the bold corrective actions. Also, mobile yoma strategic investments in so increasing funding for education, increasing funding for health, or say increasing funding for agriculture. And may sa summary way we are agriculture na sim. I have with me in the studio the current president, in fact, the newest kid on the block for farmers, Owoha. The president of the Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen. Otimenchen waha. And nano obade also the mouthpiece of farmers for so many years. And so ajinedwa waha. Now over 2025 budget finance minister presented in March. There were a number of policies are abided to for the agri sector. Obekaya, some few months back, President Eko Bono region Eko launche Feed Ghana policy now what the abano. Yebebusa say you will trace it and find out impact enya so far. And media budget review anyebiano farmers at debi womu. Omate renewed policies be. And I say yede insakraye bi ba the agri sector ebeboa wo mo ekwan bi so, and I'll get into that conversation very soon, and even also find out NAF nankasa the bobre within the agri sector and the relevance to Ghana Kuafo and afei so afarefo na utie finance minister ne enkomo a okodi a ene no say they have rebuilt reserves and currency strength. And they will say, Fachemi, gross international reserves are rising from $11.12 billion. And no cover 4.8 months of import cover from $8.98 billion in December 2024. Nache say, ene no uzo ni pebia wa abrabomua unye skadana DBC said the beya dachi asem to wa. You can fall on that. Ghana yedie no omuso mo bae no as of December 2024 na yen gross international reserves $8.98 billion. And in a space of 7 months, Ghana gross international reserves are rising to $4.12 billion. We cover 4.8 months of import cover. It is a yankra niema ama o mani BBC sene na no COVID by BBC na supply chain value chain nyina say na yentimi nkra niema mba. We have an import cover betimi afire and be to say 4 to 5 months. Or say near CD no aye no historic. CD are appreciating 42.6% according to the finance minister. Na yenyina yebedi adanse ese ade a CD no enya hoden against the dollar. Or say this is the biggest currency rebound in 60 years. Oma restore investor confidence. And Fitch, I rated Ghana B-. Or say B- in the a year the bensen fata Ghana. Or say timi epejemu na yokodu A+. Ghana IMF program no or say it is back on track with the 4th review approved Omama and $370 million disbursement. There are a good number of things finance minister no ede atuja. Na fee and kono will be touching base with stakeholders ahodo guta yene exporters and importers bekasa yene other trade associations and unions and so bekasa na yebusa womo perspective on this media budget review. Na memba beka agrek kakrentino ma memma food inflation finance minister editudwa food inflation as of December 2024 according to the finance minister was 27.8%. As of June 2025 food inflation had dropped by 16.3%. That's a remarkable improvement in food inflation. Now him said it affects every home. And he said food inflation from one. Now him say we are on course. Or said the drivers of such success way a strong fiscal discipline, tight monetary policy, CD appreciation, and reserves building. Now let me look for near Wasanswaka with particular reference to agriculture. And nemebia wopese wode ebe muna ebe sakra the agric sector no eni na miwie no a na yatiesi enkomo a eda yanim ene ewie se utie finance minister ni ya with regards to agriculture was say or the wahunu say there is smuggling of marine fuel. Na marine fuel na ye smuggle no. I will say pe kwan bi e be fa so a ye be si ano kwan. E kwan ben e no ba be ye. We say tax exemptions bi e wo ho a e fuele e boa e ma smuggling ni ade ekoso. Nti obe tax exemptions na fi ho. Na ye the taxes atoso. Na ya hwe ensakraya eno nso betimi e de aba. Mame enyina we so na menko enkodi nkomo a edamanim. We'll go over on the phone lines in the course of the conversation near back to Parliament. Na yen reporters are ewo yeni omedi nkomo busa say after the presentation of the media review budget anyebia no emrashebedwa for ne den no moka and what appears to be the overall temperature in Parliament right now. With me in the studio, the newly sworn in president of Ghana National Association of Fishermen and Farmers, Mr. Michael Akwete. Kwete Tete. Very well. Pacho, Mamema Nakwaba. Mr. President, Memo Akwaba. Edini Tete Kwete.
Tete Kwete.
Tete Kwete. Okay, Michael Tete Kwete.
Pacho, the Etienne said, my great grandfather.
Okay.
Your friend Kwete.
Okay.
And my grandfather Ankasa. Papa.
Yeah.
oye tete nti ono na my grandfather na ndi ye tete kwete
okay
nti owo mi papa no mi papa so ye first born emani mami
okay
eye bema nti ono so tu no ode ni papa din ne do etu mi papa kwete
okay
nti mi papa nkasa so di tete kwete
oh okay wow
ena mi ankasa so mi papa no ni papa eye second born nti na efe ni tete
okay
ena mi so mako ye second boy emani papa nti mi so watu mi tete ena ono ni papa no ye kwete nti mi great grandfather ye tete kwete mi grandfather ankasa so ye tete kwete ena mi ankasa mi papa so ye tete kwete
ena mi so ye tete kwete
iti Michael no dia ye teacher bia atama ye ko school class no
that's right
ye teacher bia e ba honum ena di Michael no kan ho ma mi
oh okay
eka mi ye tete kwete
okay so we create difference kakra ma on awesome operisa hodin wo hode
bacho boko nyame adom
ye do obo ade ase na na obo ade me mo ha boko de
twedi ampada mo de
bread ye ekura former fee
go so say ade bibia to atwa enya ni only president
exactly
ama ye krafo ni afarefo ye Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen nti mo tie no isi an bibia to abawie ama me no ka say nche bia no nchihye ni niema aban aye bia na esi bibia fa na we afa na we afa no ye ntesa ade ni bi ni na be fa kwan no so pepepe nti samanfo tie dia mo bi o mo fidi no yi na fe ne ba bi nsem so bako
very well na mame go back to president na congratulations
thank you very much
I think so privately I've congratulated you but the aba bedwam no say me san congratulate you bi
that's a private
first of all walk me through NAF obi person who say Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen den more gina bia within the scheme of the agri sector it is saying and den na mo ye makuafo what is NAF all about say
you me that say you can say Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen. A body beer 1992 Constitution in a criteria.
Okay.
It is Article 259, the formation of the Land Commission Board, and then Article 261 of the 1992 Constitution, also the formation of the regional land boards. The Constitution expressly aka ho asem say sa association we na yeti 1992 na yemfa hwe the welfare and well-being of all farmers and fishermen in Ghana.
Okay. So NAF is actually in the Constitution.
NAF is in the 1992 Constitution, Article 259, Article 261.
Awesome. Listening to the finance minister just a while ago, or say agriculture performance has been good or they've seen a 6.6% growth in agri, and that has tripled a first quarter of 2024 growth rate almost a record year, and this contributes about 26.4% of the overall GDP expansion. The question me busane say and over fishing subsector or see booming by 16.4%. Sa idea working. So what do we need help or members across the country near Juma or my year over the years? Does this reflect the performance of the agri sector? Senior Finance Minister there to Jano.
Mpacho and then it's been meetings upon meetings. Inti ma nyamre anti no ye inti brabium na me inti ho ye.
So in your personal change na say agri sector na improve. Na improvement na aba no within the main agri sector.
Okay.
We've seen some 6.6% growth.
Okay.
And oba the fishing subsector booming akosoro by 16.4%.
Okay.
Na mibusa say I know say before I be president no okwa pro. You visited farmers in the various districts. You interacted with them. Wababi hunu enema mwaye over the years. Na mibuza se sa aye okay no. I reflect on the ground ana.
Yo me da say. Bacho uhia enoma aban edia atutu kwan. Se sa noma ni nyina etumi ekoso 13 me gidi say by the close of the year no figures here wabuboy a triple.
Oh, okay.
Yes, if you say me no ka say aban e di aba na yen say aban di bibiba na ade no ye a o say yetumi kan say ade we de beboa yen.
Okay.
Say ade no emwa yen so a eno so ye betumi aka ho asem say ade we de emwa yen. Enti de mami kan de beboa yen. Mexa kan de emwa yen so sisi a e wa ha. Aban di aba say oba be irrigate yeah, irrigation obabu odi tree beboa me. 2 million hectares of land.
Okay.
We say Ghana hanum no a rainfall kwana ye hwe nim. It is very good. Aban we dey aba say 2 hectares of land. E baba ye insuo around. It say January, February, March up to December. Anytime be a opese we farming be ano. Betumi aye.
Okay.
Na se sa de no baso a. Me say asa na December bedroom no. Sa figures we ni na triple.
I see.
And where eno nkwa eno aye ni agric minister no the whole day your meeting mu. Opa che say ye baba seti up 660 your friend is saying agric service centers.
Okay.
Yeah, ye the tractors eba. Tractors no ye the bar every district be abenya tractors. Enti say uye ekrani na say yefa no say sebi uwo sika basika no enche dan do so a say prices no subsidized ones. It is a normal tractors yefa no say be 200.
Okay.
You see about the 100 cedis.
Okay.
In the case of omuni 100 cedis no be cry but omu asase a ompese omudo a enu nso ye di ba be free omu.
Okay.
Enti o hwe ade we so say eba online na be say yes agric no afen so no obeti bibia ye fe no Feed Ghana Feed Ghana no enu ye vehicular ye di aba ye di ba be ye promotion of agriculture.
Okay.
Because kanino na eye nkrofo say ye see agric awo ye kwani a ye say ye punishment bi na ye ma. Because o secondary school na e bia wakotumra bia na ya mawo katra say konekodo
yemu akuafo.
But this time no we are rebranding farming the agri business itself.
Okay.
What you say and it is say no the policies ba say secondary school bia I wo Ghana bia say otumenya omo farm.
Okay.
Ye ba universities obi abenya ni farm. Ye ba national service the scheme itself they are going to go into proper farming.
Okay.
After so every household in Ghana say backyard any walking kwadi any stones kwadi a fanya farm.
Say crampo de bayere kra ye dua wo obotomu. Nkofo ye vegetables so konkomu. Just on our street we I'll show you. There's a gentleman doing wonderful things there.
Yes.
Oye ne farm no wo dispenser bottles here ye nyusu bi mu no. Enu mu no de ne farming or de dua meko de dua okro ni ade nyina wo kwan ho.
Yes, you say ye ebinu a ya ba on mainstream agri business.
Yeah.
Maybe say by the close of the year we should be able to attract a lot of the youth because people. So you know, some people say me was schedule, but I look at things that will give him money.
Okay.
Right now, the fastest way by any youth to make money in Ghana is by going into rabbit rearing.
Oh, sir.
Rabbit. Every month, biano. Rabbit
adanko
ba kombia to me 10.
Okay.
It is a uniska kra na say ubetumi ato rabbit ba 10 na. By the next month you are going to count 100 pieces. Now this is something that it is not on the market. Me wo joint bi wo committee 25.
Okay.
Timbala yeah me tra ho. Me ko wa rabbit in rabbit meeting kwa hu me ko.
Okay.
Now say me come wa omusi omunya rabbit no be East Legon you were around American House you were Chinese restaurant be wo ho ebusu moni madam for honorable Dr. Park you come wa only because of rabbit meat.
Okay.
Now say you come wa omunya. So this is something that when you get the market is available But people don't know. So instead of you going to say going into a very difficult business, we have 10 million cedis now. We have 5 billion. You only need like 10,000, 5,000. Just buy 10 pieces of rabbits.
We multiply, no.
Within 2 months. Within 2 months. You know, maybe the American say feed Ghana. We are encouraging everybody to go into farming. Whatever you can do to feed yourself, do it.
Operation Feed Yourself.
Operation Feed Yourself. And His Excellency the President, President Mahama believes that when everybody is able to do something in terms of farming, food prices will come down and the economy will do better than it is doing today.
Interesting. 98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben Jumedie na Finance Minister Sisiano we the media budget review na ye peke on agriculture na ye gine no so ne ekuafo ne afarefo nyina nkabumukuo NAF president Edin Komona yabusa se anyebia no how are farmers positioning themselves se be ya aban ni so ade hu na esi na ni so feed Ghana no omubetimi ama no agina ne na so. And of course, so we have the March 2025 budget by and near money policies are binding their to Jano. A quite ben enough so are translating into real results. You bet me who so the economy no as well. And of course, the challenges are farmers face variously. What can agriculture in general? But there is a bit about fishermen, and also now I know how big you are in terms of fishing. What is the current state of fishing? Is this something that we encourage a man for so many? Finance Minister said a boomy. Is that what it is really?
Yes, that's what it is. The past 8 years. Every business beer has a season.
Okay.
That's what people don't know. Every business has a season. We had the past 8 years, I mean, I can't talk about Western, but Greater Accra. June, July, August, September.
Around this time.
And I chief is more.
Okay.
Now for the past 8 years, no, every season, no. Now you see. Eponu yatumu no so no enye say we dey found ye petitions we move na ya say Ghana fishes dey mo gina ha but ye can say yatumu wo Ghana na omo Togo dey omo yi nam wo other places omo yi nam it is season no be ebe twemu no eye sa close season no be twemu no na ye bumper season harvest no na atwemu.
Okay.
President Bahama ba no say Debbie season so you have a close season now. You here for the foreign boats.
Oh, okay.
But local fisher, nobody is going to close anything for anybody. This year, no, you're close for only the foreigners.
Okay.
Say this is the time where your chief is more. Chief has become even cheaper than before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but anything there.
Fish about form.
That's how we do economics.
Yeah, of course.
Say demand and supply.
And when there is more supply.
Yes. So once the catch is big right now, the prices of fish is even coming down.
Okay.
Do you understand? Say minister no can say me na yet.
Okay. Obey president, say week here mu na ye swear in. A DNA major challenge as farmers and fishermen. As president, you want to tackle it head on.
Say farmers now. Major challenge in the distribution of farming input or farm inputs.
Okay.
And he say aban bia to me the ehihye paba. Say ye pese ye ma akwafo no we ye pese ye ma mu we
fertilizers ne emo mo be use.
But ye to me dispatch no ma no every Accra ha. But nyama no endru actual destination. It's now
and we dey na money basa Go for we are man na more divert na almost smuggle out to the country na
the waka nyina possible.
Okay.
It wabra me bo across the country to campaign.
Okay.
Ena kwa for no the two menim. Say saya problem no ena omo face yi. It misu mama omo promise. Say National Association of Farmers and Fishermen. Ye Krabata and Krabata
district
or every region, every district. Until ye the eba be ye say ye the normal be every Accra ha call a certain district. Ye national naf for no. Ye bema ye regional executives omaso ati. Now omosu notify the particular district in question.
Okay.
It enough bema your rep. Now it regional base no bema your rep. Now your district base so ama your one rep. Now your call DCE ho. DCE also my rep. It is a 3-member committee. So a 3-member committee be engage the chiefs. Now it should be chiefs and the people, but the people not everybody.
Okay.
So come kitikiti na kwa chair. The chiefs will identify the Akokon Kitikiti group in that district. Now for no any more I engage with the chiefs. Now the normal no amomu ewo petemu Akokon Kitikiti ewo petemu hono.
Okay.
Said the way Akokon Kitikiti ye mfa nkoni pa ba komi enu bi efie na owako chiche atonwadi. So what you say? So yeah agrochemicals. Yes, so yeah agrochemicals so and also you engage the chiefs and the people.
Okay.
If I say no cocoa farmers no. Now cocoa farmers no, you meet chiefs and the people and then now regional rep, now district rep. Now you the amount pete mu honum.
Okay.
So fertilizer so but you say paper na.
Okay.
So these are some of the challenges FAC farmers now. Yes, we get the solution way. Now with the fishermen, me call rounds nyina me call shama. And one muba ho no be can say major problem. And the distribution of premix fuel.
Okay.
Any marine gas oil so. Said the minister no can one say. Anointing and also ya join say say ya baba ye premix fuel distribution na ya di ni be di akire because adena ye lodu wo ye dem in the name of the fishermen say ye lodu premix fuel na ma fishermen nti ye den na afede ye di kwa na ya close ye ni ya kata ye ni nti ye nim say akwa say ye ya problems ya inland basis no ye G tapa boto ase Kwame Chrome any Pando any Germany any Tokranu Oti region problems na ni say ade no muso musanka me amiti hai me so met me the other say me force fishing boats I wo pram ni ningo nyina ye call po I wo ye to fuel no filling station ye to super petrol
okay
filling station asa na ya koto engine oil
okay
dia boxi se si a me ba studio hai leader onu ne kita majuma no wo pram wa fa me say me manu 1500 no fa koto petrol so what you say these are some
is a premix na she dem do afare for no ho
sa na ye complain na omodia maye iti anopa ye ne honorable fisheries minister any other executives home meeting ya omo kan say she will call she will arrange for a meeting say they you be sure say you no do premix na to me echo.
What is the problem with premix? Because premix are same way and you know Abaya Hodo have tried to reform the allocation system. Emma at a point to crano ma premix a special color. And the trackers bobo tankers could distribute premix or but still it appears that premix nindu kwa for no.
Yes, and no as I say Professor John Evans Atamis of Desert Memory. Oba ye no. And the formula yeah you form premix landing beach committees.
Okay.
Say one fishmonger, one fisherman, one if say the chief fisherman. Any one ordinary fisherman.
Okay.
There's a whole composition.
Okay.
ya yedi form land beach committees enti eno saa no enya nipa ba ko mienu but Professor Mills free so President Mahama ba first one obi so beto aso aban sisa ye no ena saa ne wonu nyina ye twemu enti afa de party for
ena na ye distribution
party for na ye distribution na me enye sebi my boss say me program my personal experience yeah my friend madam for yeah my friend say papa you see adie na nema na eba no premix no e she udam na bu one drum me go for no mo fa call epo enya free metuaka wama
enso no wade no
I know wade no or party executive even for the past 8 years no omo ye di adie na ye party it's ye lo na just say your business you do na your business but no pay your call honorable fisheries madam no honorable Emilia Ata o can say the Professor Mills ediba dada no
umbesan dia baby
wasan dia ba it enche bia no premix problems no me gidi say enya edi ya no tumubia ebeyi
Mami kona na obo ade ho na you were itching to come in the challenges na mo face you mo sector no akuafo so mpo de wo no odomo and president here a lot of the fishing help us understand challenges akuafo mu kum na sa challenges na mu kum no mo hu solution e wo budget ni mu ene the budget review ni mu ana
yo me da say didika no Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen kwa ejina hodom edema afarefo ene akuafo obia ka ho bi na ekwewe no nkrabata no estatifi nkronkrase esa ne de abapiem ewe ye district and sana from the district level no aba efenesen region na region no aiden edaba national na national na the head of efenesen the affairs awo no distribute sane many na deba na asana mekọ we no so mestatifi premix eyine so premix no share the constitution of a year Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen and the structures of NAFA. Premix for NAF and a representative and can say or that a year premix for no so. Now omo share na omo chef for ramana de amana so bia so. Enti me bua twam kra no na me no me project say and I say me can be say anka yenya premix filling station. Say you a friend say filling stations be na ye ni a friend say a premix filling station a be dey near timi ade ehun say gallon we egum say na tie be you say president we feel o kakra me no discuss here no e won mandate to ensure say at the end of the day, doing it all, no, say baby, or cry and you promise, no, I don't want to go from. It is setting up a friend say a promise filling station within the various friends and show and as
landing beaches
now, and only bit me then, it's me boy. Now, idea yan say, ye politics, ye for. Now, I am in Pomp, you know, I'm not for the bar. I'm not designing many night day. Anything and ye ka say si ano ya pa onipa foforo asisi ano ogina ho edema akuafo ne afarefo nyina edisi nyina ya koye akuafo anase akuafo nka bomuku no ya nka ye ho ambom ama me ba ko a ebeye de amayen big challenge ni bi en America no ene say concerned farmers for to minister Ministry of Agriculture say you hear net anase adboard moto nti omo farmer yen na present farmers so ya ka say yes you hear say nti mo farmer yen enye yida Emintina from 1992 up to 93 omo edesa ekwo be si wono e ka kire Ghana fo nyina omo amfa amakeke o omo je akuafo nyina adwene emakuafo nyina agitumu se se nya eyeku a eno be gina wonom ede amakuafo na afarefo ti se ekwo we de gina ho ede amakuafo na afarefo nyina o hwe from 1993 94 95 96 eba up to 2000 na ekwo we yeku a na egina nanso yepa na nema de ekonkan na inema bi na ekoto ochima kakra ena mana yede amana anko yibasisi ana hyehyɛ sɛ ne mani nyina eto ama bibia de etwa enti sɛ ekura yo no ebetime agina etimi akonkan a egina nafo so because Ministry of Food and Agriculture etimi deal with individual farmers emi bi aban bi oba ekoye no na de oyɛ ne sɛ oni ekuafo ankwankwa na yede edele ekoko bi akire no muno ka say planting for food and jobs ekuafo do na de aban ka omunye de omuntuaka sakedema FVOs na akadema ekuafo ka bomu ko na ke bomu sa nya bia no this is the mandate amede amamo nti say na me de me hwede fu ho new administration ya bai de ba na se utie president asem kana enyema na eba nyina no eba aba begina Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen in some. Number ensures at the end of the day, no, every district be a farmer be a will be no groups be a will be no. You better identify one more day almost at the account. Now from a body is an apex body, a general for all farmers and fishermen. Okay. Into a could be as what peasant farmers, so we are one of you are part of this association. Into who as a peasant farmers and as a group be our baby. Want to mean so I can say may call a friend say Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Mukako Jimmy. Juma anything a cool wedding ejina hono it say yeah how any bibia to be tradia na ji nko kete omo so makaka hono omo nyina ka hubum na nyina form one umbrella a cool wedding ejina hono de dada one umbrella hono
so buying agriculture policy bia betimi akofom aye adwuma it has to go through
ejina so yes
na mama ngina no sumbusa question with finance minister in his media budget review say in terms of price development or say agriculture transformation and under that or say boosted food supply to lower prices what the way kuenia wodo ankasa is this a reflection of the truth say indeed within this 7 months there's been massive agricultural transformation as said by the finance minister?
Yes, of course.
Ama food supply at lower prices ana.
So we share say project be for identification of community challenges and we share in Yema said the echo. We share see in tools. We share weather no say the weather na in so to a petit season no very dry. We say moisture kakra omo there but the former the air dem pa. Now so in tools eboyefo. Look at 5 Ghana cedis obenya in tools bebre. Yes. And so can na ka ukita be say 5 cities and toast we be na ba kwa na se ni pe but then in toast aba me ko to je ni na say ya na me de ye FN say me fish oh na me hwe je ni 5 cities ama me de ban ka say 5 me turn 5 pe we say 5 cities ama de ma na ma mu say da bi in ma den asesa kaka wow but I am not problem no ni na ne say enam say your institutions now allow the institutions to operate. Any political farmers say na omo be front say niam no omo mama say na many na den abanesa because akade there's no institution in Ghana or the right to determine the price of a commodity. It is only with a friend say Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen determine all these things because here when we have the mandate we control the agri sector here. What I say, Ministry of Food and Agriculture, policy makers. Baba yensem na de ye de confirm amanema na de timi akoso. Nti bibia fe kura yo bibia de eya na de ye bibia ma na de.
Abai the new policies ebe boosting momentum. Or say 24-hour economy policy about big push program another one. The third policy or by a agriculture for economic transformation program. Yes. President, until say what one is saying and agriculture for economic transformation program, how would this materialize? Now, more yen is saying that agriculture made the economic transformation bring Ghana for.
There be me pese meka no hu asem kwa e was say me can big push hu asem
okay a big push ebe kan nwakuafo so ana
pa
kwan ben so
say unim say me year campaign no across the regions no one of the things they raised was market market it say if I say nipa no e wo if I say so who call Bupe Kwanso a ye wo ekrobi wo ho ye frɛ ho Babatokuma
okay
nipa no wo Babatokuma wa ye farm ni factory e wo ye fa ni say Techiman say every Techiman through to wherever Jema all the way to Techiman say kwa nu nya obey dey na waba
okay
it is a kwa ya say ye ginu 20 Ghana cedis esa say kwa nu nya ntino na ya kan say we are 100 sa 100 say kwa nu ya you save 80 cedis
that's right
and to a farmer 80 cedis is a lot of money
that's right
so what you say nti ye bon pa say big push no so no e beba
it is a which na say some new policies we know they are all interlinked too.
Yes.
So there is 24-hour economic policy. what can big push anyhow it will affect farmers.
Yes.
Because of infrastructure.
Yes.
And then comes the Agriculture for Economic Transformation Program.
And I pay many Chinese for be eco meeting.
Okay.
Say one of the things I'm kind say even say the whole Greater Accra yeah watermelon.
Yeah.
Say harvesting bar na watermelon no be say na aye too common it ye ento ade. Me was say bi wo Ningo Pampram district Chopoli. Me see in the 50 acres ebeche Chinese for no. Now almost see a juice factory.
Okay.
It is adam for no enya watermelon na fa bra ho
no mun process it.
Na mo yem process it. Price no be ko high. Say do wa for so enya mango a enu nso farmer ho. Anything na ube ye bia
we enya juice every
mo no fa ko factory ho ye beto. Ye ni abrofo no cry Chinese for no can say. Say de say ameko udu ameko a say harvesting do a amafo ankasa ba farm no na
ebeto
amwa beto watermelon so ye ba ba yenu sa mango so ye ba ba yenu sa akoto so ye ba ba yenu sa
okay
say dey be ya sa the case of too many or too much of the thing on the market you know there's no market people are not buying then also like I said earlier say quite new year prices of very fair eba from a you the normal back room so instead of 2 days 3 days no e be 5 hours na what do room I say last one now can
economic transformation no agriculture for economic transformation
very good
and a 24-hour
no my dika acheche no na me can say they are to me dey feed Ghana yeah promote say everybody must go into agric. Every household say o backyard enye working kwandia fadua baby.
Okay.
Fadua baby. You eba be chew fertilizers, you eba be chew agri-chemicals, you eba be chew normal bebre. Those who want to go into livestock, omusu you eba be more normal. They omo umbe ko into
poultry.
Emusu akoko nketekete no eba enu akwa ye ko ye enu minister ma ye advert work daily graphic so contractors emra na ye ma mu contract na omu to akoko nketekete no mra.
Okay, wow. They said there have been some progress after the launch of Feed Ghana project, you know. So na nobody memra ho say you know abai because at the end of the day or the policies aba agric minister so ye ne obetimi aye to ensure say policies no ebebem but ni nyina gina more akuafo no mona so say ugeji the sentiments of farmers across the country oma ye crowd says a big push sa enkokon ketinkete Feed Ghana and what the finance minister lists what they be boosting momentum. We heard the psyche of farmers across the nation. Are they really ready for this government?
Well, I say, my phone was a bit charge.
It didn't know abono.
Yeah.
We be can be brown. I so any question.
What the phone is charge?
Ampa.
Yeah, course no edoso.
I see.
Obi a friend na da be na de ne beba. Da be na de beba. O say, se ni na be wie periperi so a.
Yeah.
Agi Ministry of Agric. Enough. Nkita hudie no eye kese pa na eye strong if say dey kai no utie eye president ne kasa mu nyina no engagement with the ministry no it is so tight ti si ano hwe ne ye hwe no mu say the ministry no ebe allocate the necessary saying support and logistics yensa beka ne etima making sure say it will goes to the grassroots because NAF is a grassroots mobilization, a friendly organization. You know, you go down. You're making sure so be aire and sakabi. Yeah, and saka any bit me. Now buy intimate my say any many nasa buy na kaso no kasa be dia. E ho de e mo bia mbo NAF so bo. Nti de bi kan no NAF no ejina ho. Mofa no don't have no right to do business. Mofa no Yes, all you say, so Olize with the Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen, and Intina it is a cool. Said the Bayer, Mofano, a bit me who in the craft for a bit man, and nobody dink at home. In the end, they say, yeah, train, say, your best president, oh, Mr. President, you never know feed Ghana, and your man say that you do say, okay, or more Baba register, you be a peasant farmers for bar, peasant parent for buy, no, if you move here, be say, nay, a man, my friend is saying, a year man, say, I don't know. Target say ni na Mr. President akase ohia
okay
nti say akoko na omanpeniti make say me here 1 million tons me here 60,000 tons but the ebano general agriculture you ma any friend say projections bia so this is the time yeah new president also the mandate ono ekwani what I say also ma mehwe e ma nanimu ye de enkonkubu asenti oni ministry of agric na kwakoye tight in the way ni sebeka niema no na also ben e dey friend say ohye e be den e dey beto akuafo no say niema we na e dey amamu na friend say resource e hia e den e wo mu nie
okay
eba me sa e na che say accountability bi e den e ye adwuma because amba me sa na se to say dia planting for food and jobs kokon yes see am no ka say am for planting for food and jobs e dey chiche nkokon e man nkofo am for ji nkokon no eweye oh how omo we so mo dey enkwan edie me
ba dey already
say omo we nkokon so o hwe makokon ni nyine na o dey me aduane die wa nye say bia o dey project bia na say okoto na say o dey dey say oh enti e ba me sa e ya dey ha adwene me no ka say akontabuo bia nya den eni won mo masa ne ma we mu na ko ye say you the good channel so say be the fan NAF so NAF also leads with the district defenders and directors
okay
yeah ko jare ne say yaje nti ye members dey kwa kom there be your members any Ghana kuafo e wo man mu nyina ti dey ye kan ne say mo form cooperatives mo form mo kam humbom kunku say the be obi so a mo sabe ka dey den e say mo saka because abai kro ya ka say obi anya den on form cooperatives
okay
cooperatives do mo form nyina no mo nyina so ye dey e under NAF because here na dey Apex body so be hwe ni ya what follow football ache share a friend say GFA Ghana Football Association say you allocate a friend say sika for footballer sika coin go into the conference of the GFA
that's right
say the GFA structure net no sabe pepe enough yes your structure net here ti dia kan no say aben hwe na say ka say allocate bia $5 million and I say $10 million for farmers say sika no embe ye futuom ni efi make sure say sika na ba ye futuom no ye hwe say sika no so ye ama akuafo say den asa ka no pepe say de tie
okay
na de ba ko etwato okra na me de ka e de ada president asene ne say the new year or the background say also na say be a omo tititi boat nkito so mu di nam no omo share life jacket
and okay
or say with me term here wa bay obi make sure say every fisherman bia na say na be couple bia no mandatory say dey we share life jacket say the be ahun ye dey enkoto echimam
na president ye ba be sorry nkomo no so there's one thing I mean with regards to the fishermen ejuma no I have realized this when the Ministry of Fisheries at the monitors new supervisors eto foreign boats so say omo monitor say omo ye
petroleum
proper fishing na omo break laws na yete say yakayaka de to sankrofo no there was even a report obia omakopo I mean ministry no attach obi a technical person obey ensure say you are not employing crude methods. There is a report indicating say yetimi bu omo yetimi omo yakayaka de and there was a case of a missing Ministry of Fisheries staff. I know what Chinese for boat to be so I know also here. What is the plan to equally extend protection to one more almost ensure say on the sea no amount for any marane ma ho kwan?
Well, in the first place, say Uber can say Udi Nipa ko is a fan say nipa bibini udi onu kwa ekwa kofra foreigners say omo ko eposo no onu ko no ko supervise please you employ new technology to do that but it's unfortunate that san manu nyina SCC me kra maybe na mi pastor oba mi chen ofie na ye friend no say onu ankasa ni chiba ya onu su ko habo so kwa koye sa adwuma no bi jese yakọ hu nimu ewo eponum
be ku omutum
eponum ewa dan It's unfortunate, but I don't think that's the way to go. We will look at newer ways of
dealing with it. Technology about and you know your ways or a new president oba onya be 2 weeks week ya no afena e dey na fa fa na em kakaka no nti the new form we dia na dey abe no
all right, but minister in his media budget review tax exemptions be on marine gas and fuel or say obey exemptions nephew. What is the current state of affairs with regards to taxation on marine fuel? And usuzu says policy we betimia asakra e betimia smuggling na no kwan na
menji this eno de ye besre minister say monitoring na ehia na sa subsidies ni we obaba yi free marine gas oil so ebema prices no akosuro as we speak now already fish boil ayedin say now these 2-3 months ayenya fish and I call it say above from kakra but fish boil in general no
calling season
ni bo be din but the best minister say ayaba yaba intin ye beboa no ama na ye monitoring monitoring rather than
the removal of the tax exemptions. Very well. You didn't commodity basi here, but then I demand Ghana for ne Ghana for 8 years. You are new in office. I didn't know hear any from you.
There I was a move here from me no. And a year no mana makika ho asem, madikan akika ho asem. Say koba ekuafo na Yamaya no man say yemfa bro mo a ye be no in a very transparent manner obi asa be kan dey and afarefo no so no omo problem amudi betu menim eye premix ni marine gas oil asem eno so anopa yi mi ko fisheries minister no menim team ye ko minister no waja to mu say obeboa amasa premix shortage ni nyina eto etwa eti omo wo ye gi omo wo makango anyway to say Kwame Krum Tokrano obia
from Aflao to Axim
obia sabeka premix fuel
president meda wase na no boade meda wase na so den na DJ Ekuafo
de ka nyina ne say see yenda efeni say Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen ase ene Ghana Ekuafo so ase say yina yetimi aka ho abom na yetimi akwa to aba na yetimi yi ekandifo no behwe ni matoto se de be ya yensa be kan akade enkane no na bibi ba se mfa koma Ekuafo na nkunku bi na yedididi enimu ba se sia de nya de eden ebeba ne sabi so wo so pese won saka bidi a bra na fa ho be den ebedom yen ni na yen kan ho bom ne nya baako ni enyi amanyosem emfa fikua yo ho bi so de amanyosem eyekua emane nko yi emane nyi yi sia de independent yekua ya manyo ku kese baako ene efe ne se yekua na afo de pepepa ye no ntobi ama no bedom yen se de be ya ho be den ye ho betimi ade ato yen yi pa
obi kan ye body enso party bi akala sa nso na mbeko enso party bi akala ekomo so de eni mandisi ne eni MP inti emfa politics nyekua very well meda wase
oka fish ninti let me say fish we na
oh okay meda say obo ade spicy amani check this out obo ade spicy amani
as a vice president
inti amani awa package a che say wait me the 2 kwan ho ensay nya oso wo ye ne ma okrum ha akwa wetimi ye kotokoto there was a straight fair be a koye enema papa we be see or your crafting I'm telling you very innovative.
I will do business with you.
You have to pa na and any 2 days no di ni birthday ohimia odi asempa abena ayebia okani the first oye asumkan hima ewo eye edukrom akuapem osanso ne chairperson emanaf ewo okre osanso your vice president ewo Eastern Region NAF.
Oh, okay.
Ohimia we enchen hana o my moral support. Ohimia belated happy birthday to you, ma'am. And yebeba soro ho na
ela say me na
na me catch them say wo be ne pa nti yebeba ne be hekua former city nemu. And indeed after this budget review, one of the things I want to do as a journalist is to follow up and find out whether they are more expected from a buying in terms of policies or they are to be an area, you know, and no na air cost one. and I'm equally interested enough in the survival and impact mubinya ewo eye ekuafo nyina. So the president, I'll be working closely with you to gauge impact no any niema ekoso on the field. Inti everybody in Ghana for so di hunkomo pa.
We are ready for you anytime.
Very well. Mr. Eric Sosu. This man, one technical brain, agriculture, tourism, politics, baby. Chief, Emwaha, Yadasin, so say, what the boy Chidom Waja, Omejumedi, and Koso Papa. Very well. President Niafensi Hanamina was Sibimna, actually near the Common Kano Abba. Yes, so no, MPP NDC for Betinase, na Yave, media budget reviewer, Emrashe Bijafo, Esumu, and Area, Yadania Wakaba Sisia.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School Wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income, and for business owners we say think funding before projects.
Happy 98.9 FM Tiafwe! Mumbienina, Yamuchi, Nayanko Aposokai! Jumadia Chenchenche Kasia, Happy 98.9 FM. Yawada, Echato, Elbusumi Biamon, Yet the Babontain, Metre, Happy on Wheels, Afei and Andrew Aposokai, our Aplekuma Central, and Peswanaso, Kaijumadi, Abakoso, 31st of July, 2025. Our Aposokai, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Right, Niantrasi, Na Enkomo Ahudwa, our Aposokai, no, Yantrasi, Yantrasi, Niane MCE, and Empenyon Fahudwa, Womokabia Womo, Ewo Aplekuma Central, Constituency, Yenyomo Enikitahwe, Yensiadia, Enfant Free, the Ghana National Fire Service Way, Nian Nintremu from Save the Eye Foundation, Kayo, Jumadia Nebekoso, 31st of July, Yawada, Aposokai, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you home free. Happy on Wheels, Happy your on voice, wheels. Your power, your power.
Looking to study abroad? We have top quality placements in Spain, Malta, the Netherlands, and in Italy. Here's how it works. Pay a €350 registration fee only after you receive admission. Tuition fees only after your visa is approved. Our service fee, pay us only after your visa is issued. We make it easy, transparent, and secure. Call us today on 054-319-0616. That's 054-319-0616. Your journey starts now.
Number one everywhere you go. Biko. For the friends and the family. Biko. Refreshing moment. Biko. For the kids and the adults. Biko. Boys and girls with a jinko. Biko. Everywhere the party day. Biko. We go mash up the place with it. Biko. Greatest in every battle. Biko. Big refreshing moments.
etoda wo kontimi do champagne pa nanso wo sika kura wo no na ye juice ene betumi ato so pese wo kura mra kura sika na udwumadi a wudie wonmo a wonim dwumadi no etumi dima wo ewo bra bode emfidie a esefata edi dwuma ne dia ene ha ho kura isanze e-productions ye be sort you out frey so pe studio and production equipment rental emfidie a ye di twasene ahodo nyina no ye betumi di bia fam corporate and social videography se wudi udwumabie a wo pese otwe egun huma so frey TV commercials se wo ton wo niema na pese amanfo ehunu ewa kasamfoni so frey documentaries frey photography any live streaming se wo twamfoni kama pa anaze wo di dwumabie na pese brekro no mu a obi biara etimi hunu frey why nyom na pese oya nyom no ho akasamfoni a frey jingles IVR any voice over production frey short and long film frey yetetefon humanie 0242 755 323 ana 0302 254 858 ana sa hwiye kira kwan yewo asylum down ye ben happy 98.9 FM e-productions capture the moment.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Echo's Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School Wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income, and for business owners we say think funding before projects.
Every Nyantini, Ecosi Nro, every Habai, Edikonkwa, Ghana Bibidro, the Tumi S. Soria Wadney, and in the Kremu, a Bernard Drew, say a Dick Ghana Herbal Conference, dear Dickan Cra, a bro, Jumadi, a Babasu November, Bosomida, a Toswa Duno, a Kupma Dunum, our Prempe Assembly Hall, Kumasi, Asintitra, a dead Jumadian Sony, harmony in herbalism, balancing tradition and innovation. Bra, Nabaye Aqua Hodwa, the Yabibinro, Nahunu Hodwa, Yayo, our Ghana. Nene adunsi fokukudai ene wono a wo ya bibino mu hwemu eni nkoma ehun hia sa adwumadi wono mo maso yasene amiade bramo the Ministry of Health, Traditional Medicine Practice Council, Food and Drugs Authority, Center for Plant Medicine Research, and Ghana Federation of Traditional Medicine Practitioners Association. Bomodia, nakwa be fontin tankesi yeso. www.ghanaherbalconference.com. Anasa frey 0202-222-095. Na register sesia. So pese obeda unru ahodwa wayo edia. Ana opebia obetimi di unru na sie e wodwumadi na sia. Bomodia na frey yo 0202-222-095. Diachi at Herbal Conference. Ewo abefontin tankesi yeso kwankwanu ase. Eho nyina. Ghana Herbal Conference. Our roots, our remedy.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben jumedie eni. We're running a marathon this evening. Now yatiesi baby yebehwe eye budget review no, the political bit of it, any controversies in so surrounding science nyina. Na in our studio enenumre eye Edem Agbamava or a member Holali Agbamava or a member of the NDC's communication team ewo Dom Kwabenya constituency and Philip Jima NPP Ablekuma West constituency youth organizer. Holali and Philip Memamwajo.
Boko
dear.
Also, council.
I'm doing. Can't see the when you bring home.
No, I say at the post scholarship man. What's in good salon? I already called me to Brown. What in call long the here?
Or how many 7 year old didn't they?
Because Charlie,
we are all going there.
They see about to hold.
We are asset to this nation. So say it's my money, it's my boy now. With me, John also.
Olali,
see
media budget review I've been saying. Any high points and low points?
Indika mami fa we fidi so na nenchia happy tifo in area. Teacher ni do me kwa benya for NDC for wo yi na ayira ni lanti edaya no constituency executive chairman. Micha mi amini aba the honorable member of parliament for do me kwa benya on the NDC ticket. And then Manfanka Wankana Nyamia for still Alipimakuru and our MC also, Mr. Agbo. They are doing very, great. They are still settling in anyway, but so far so good, I would say so. I can't say I keenly followed the budget presentation of the review of the 2025 budget. And it will be obvious to start from the point that wama medihwe anka ho nkomo ni edi ebrebi atwam na edi kan no budget no omani na akoma yebo yenya president so onye no mfa mo oman no ho bra ena onam na foto sanfo so ira onabo ato force so a odebetu yenim earlier in the year.
Okay.
Most of the targets that we had set clearly from a presentation out here, and we have exceeded virtually all of them. In regards to the IMF program, say their country reps and everybody have indicated quite clearly, say, your boy who more than crack chain. You know more her coins say your bed your bay no. Kisikasem dollar beto no somewhere around 15. And maybe 17. He said the number 10 40 hono. Nti you see the na hodi ne peja kama ultimately the year business ye one crania man and all those kind of things. We are beginning to see some improvement in the entire economy. Now remember I'm the kind say enyankunya and then so CNP some pounds so say enyankunya because ya ba man this year earlier this year we had a few fora, if I should put it like that. We had the economic forum, we had the education forum. Even I came for na ama sisia baby isika sem ne bra ye bo aso man nyina no epeja ba bedu die edui. I'm excited you spoke with my senior here. Senior Tete,
president of NAF.
Solid man, fine gentleman. I mean, they said a lot. I mean, the agri sector, as you indicated, I mean, they've contributed about some 16% Sorry, the fisheries, exactly. The fisheries, yes. Exactly, especially the fisheries. And you can see that clearly there's improvement in, deliberate policy now at Yabano. 8 years ago, if you were to me, but in years, you have to put. Fina, woman, I'm Bepone, Yan Pipi Abremu 8 years, and I didn't say Poyetum. Because we know fishing is seasonal. Well, season, Biane, and Munama Eden, and all that. What we should have been doing was to enforce compliance on patrolling,
light fishing,
exactly, and all those kind of things. Honanka was here day, but of course, MPP for if you watch here, almost our mum is some yen I'm sorry, this Afako 2 but how the fishery sector was growing towards the negatives when they were in power and all that. But it's here it paid up to 16 something percent. So we now came for the city is doing well. All other indicators are also doing extremely well. Naturally, so we see Kasamage in a year. There is a rippling effect, or others we want to see a cascading effect. Let's say it is Susa Echo. There's a manga say we in certain sections, we might not be seeing the full effect immediately. Of course, there are other factors. A bit more. Emana Kobanisa. Anka will say you nyama BCC. Nyama brought me back from to a certain level, especially now that we are about to experience the bumper, seasons. Yeah. It be an bebu and all that. Nti her say nyama bobe koso iden akofom. The deliberate policies, the big push. Akwan ho ya ba beto na me ade ba ko ya me de. Ba kan
ya bo kwan no so.
Of course, the Benya it cuts the whole journey short. A big traffic and so and all those kinds of things. And effects will be seen very soon. But more importantly,
you refer to a few, I'm quite excited about that road.
Indeed.
And this over how who be fatima
how he mentioned very clearly and yes shebo ans ye ba ben see ye ba e nyamyadom na see ye ba nyamyam so aboa me aba that all ongoing projects from the previous governments ayaba beto no ye beto aso you am ha share sabon wabanso udisu clearly in the finance minister's statement no can say any project 70% ho equal or the sabekani na no heso bedding be. And that's a huge relief indeed. It's a huge shift in the old system of governance. I say a buying back, not buying qua. We buy that project we never was major to her or the sack of buff room. On us, 8 years we are no court near JC Honum. We have all those legacy projects I instead than we. By John Mahama, but with a new mindset. Policy driven. Was a way at Snas near your dream. Said project 70% and above in the bedding, now schools, roads, whatever they are, we are going to complete all of them. And indeed it ties in with the success we have made so far with the IMF program. Okay. For which we are about to exit. And also can have some say, yeah boy, indeed we have even punched above our weight, if I should say. Because the expectation was that and the effects are, quite visible, and we are all excited about it. The 24-hour economy, the various aspects of it, ones which are going to deal with, tourism and all those ones. But I hope I am there is, the transportation part that will be using, our water bodies, especially, that main water lake to do. Transit or transportation of a lot of goods and all those kind of things. It gives us options. Let's see, you just say too much pressure and all those kind of things. And also, tourism aspect of woman, a Greek dear woman, and a Greek. I'm particularly, excited about that Greek aspect of the whole thing. Bosso, regards to plans, yadi shared yatoho, say ebeboa. The city is regaining its strength. And number 10, we believe that should be the real value of our city. What's the next move to do? You have outlined a couple of things. Fiscal, finance minister Nejuma, monetary, Bank of Ghana, governor there, on any team. The other teams are also there. Yeah, as a tech, are also there. The technical people are there. Bringing all these brains together, the real value of the city. It allows for forecasting for business people. So when you say the business, I will say CDDS and a business business of person, they are able to value everything properly and they are able to act even and forecast into the future as what to do. So I think so far so good. I mean, there's a lot of good news. So I say and I'm sure say and then budget definitely subsequently a lot of other issues will also be coming up. But I'm particularly excited. The big push
and what are the exciting things and the things you're excited about? The minority stayed away from this exercise. It take the shine away now.
I think the minority may have to take a second look at their strategy. Of course, walkouts are part of the parliamentary proceedings or processes that we know. If you're a caucus in parliament and I say, of course you're allowed. Parliamentary practice allows you say, you can stage, a walkout and all those kind of things. But it's becoming one too many. Now, honestly, it's getting a bit too petty. It's getting too petty, especially with the reasons they are trying to assign to it. I think the minority chief whip caught the eye of the speaker, through the deputy minority leader. And he was asked to make a statement that he wanted to make. No, we've all condemned Ablekuma. And indeed, for the first time, we saw Ayawaso West Wagon. We saw other places. 8 people were killed in 2020 during the elections. And Only this age man, yes, and calm. Ubi anya omohe.
Enra,
Ayawa so West.
Enra na IGP enya ode ne report.
Good.
On those electoral violence issues, the former president to forward it to the AG.
Good. After 4 good years, they see Ablekumanani. 2 people have been arrested. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen the police statement.
2 people have been arrested. Yeah, trying to see a budget. We've all condemned what happened at Ablekuman. We've said, look, anybody who is found culpable should be crime is crime. No matter what the situation is. So we saw Ayawaso West. A whole report by the president issued a white paper. What was in the white paper? That a sitting member of parliament who was slapped, physically abused, TV show, provoked the person who slapped him. That's what was captured in the report with regards to Ayawaso West. Yeah. How many arrests? Police for DMI, so-called national security elements, some were transferred to other places. I know more virtually nothing. But it tells you that there is an effort to fight these kind of, electoral related violences and all those kind of things. We are doing our best. So why belabor the point? We were just discussing over here. We were expecting that by 12, Achekra by 12, Nankia shared budget reading us. By this time, we would have had enough time to have digested it and have a very good conversation about it. Now, when you say Kasa, I said, police for you would put it down. We are seeing some results and some moves about it. Now, boss would have said, now, speaker, see, I said, I said, my until the we could take in an even entire parliamentary sitting to do this. But let's do what is needful now, today. Because as I'm saying, the business of the day now, we'll have these discussions about electoral violences and all that. That's all.
Over the petition of Jubilee House, over the petition of the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
For what exactly?
And a petition to CODEO, a coalition of domestic election observers.
Oh, the petition here then. What's in the petition?
So, woman government pressure to deal with some
2 people have been arrested.
Galamsey come petition.
What was their effort? And now make us say it is on record. And now, 9 out of the forest reserves now you buy now. Or more pencil. Or any minister more crime through law. I think 2462 or so. Yeah, that they could allow people to go and mine in forest reserves. Oh, now what they say just this year. We have recovered all 9 of all those forest reserves.
But regards to that LI, your political promise was to repeal the entire LI.
We have amended the LI.
That's not the promise you made.
Well, you see, I'm saying that there is a point that we all need to converge at. And what's the point? The point was that, 1, you are not allowed to mine in forest reserve. That's number 1. There is a 2% portion, which is a production portion of every forest reserve. You find a baby. You see also young country me aka crowd on fanya den enfanye those production areas can be given out as concessions for mining 2% per see I want mampeni na do ni ba omia any lands minister moko shemra 2462 no through that LI allowing you to give people license to go into forest reserve to go and mine and they are celebrating and meeting ko 40 simu ekoye galamsey say you quiet sir say if you take away that power from a mampini say all mancrofo and all say minerals commission for mancrofo license or monkoye mining war quiet muno you say to move your mampini
and then it's no question will be repeat now entire LI as you promised.
There are 13 other components of that LI that protects our forest reserves. That's one thing we should also know. No, you see, we are saying that, of course, there are 2 ways of doing this. You could have repealed the entire LI and then bring another one. So it's possible that you could have repealed the entire LI with the other 13 provisions in the woman. And then when we bring in the new one, other 13 women now quiet woman will bring it back again. All right. Oh, so maybe this year.
You need to be brilliant. Because Philip and Musk just returned from the field. I see. Following the minority around as they present their petition. TV Pesemi Konohona, it's me filling in Yeti for no Muhunia Koso with regards to that boycott.
Oh, and they made it
immediately inside the normal shall say them. You want to wrap up quickly and then I'll move to.
I mean, team few was a few minutes. Nanko.
Okay, so boycott now. What chimpa? The bus in the choir.
2 buses.
Okay.
And Eddie movie 8 now. What the number of Central for?
Oh, okay.
So they themselves were in the buses. Momura chamber no and no service notice. Say in some years you may more here. It's part of our democracy. A democracy now you woman according to the minority. And then I'm a coin. I'm a man no mujua. Mampenny sana hene. Etimi house hope you ever present a media budget review. And for that matter, be threatening democracy. If you say Zomu, a Euro Muhunomo, a deco, maybe we are seeing in a so they had in their hand a hard copy petition out about 8 pages, and a soft copy of that petition with video on a drive. Yes.
Okay.
The video footages are a petty a fat.
Ablekuma
North rerun 19 polling station rerun. So almost exit Parliament, drawing most, should I say, majority of the pressmen in our Parliament, and now indicate is you can join us now. Yako. Because we are going to present a petition.
Okay, so over Facebook Live, we are sharing with you a video. Deputy Minority Leader presented a petition to where Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
Yes, okay. Yes. The Lebanese ambassador, the Prime Minister Nedin Kai Ekupie. Okay. He drew a presented petition, and he made a comment. For them, they do not intend to meddle into local, or should I say, internal affairs. But on Monday, we know Abano. They will accept forward it to the appropriate na if they need be advice be or omo edebema and minority for no edas na omo edam. So again, we have to move straight to the Jubilee House. Nti moto di animu where I can count about 6 V8, 2 coastal buses, and I de Ekuko PMO, APA no ampa the chief of staff, APA Regular Zebra, APA by
Pachobi Funering,
Ebeshia minority for no, a hono, a man will be a room, adding some a tuja, saying, say, a choir, nipe be a day, ma may have a kumsin, a faso. Almost attempting to strip her naked, and no money adiano, to that extent. A Nkoma, a man, minority for no members, Ninano, and Koma, a Dauman on Tifio, Nazozedi, and Iche Kodo for office, a Koyanumso, I crado. The indicators no more train from 12:30 a day, because that was a time. But Omote said no more yes to povers, baby Tina, or Wabi Drew. And then again, Anabo another prayer, Jinai, Ekasai, the minority leader was not there. And the one the lead team, no, the Coco could present a petition at the ma could you penifo. And then the chairman, AJ, no acknowledges so much, or taking note, even though Kodo anko actively, officially, anko observe a rerun, no. But they noted near my course via TV near the other.
Okay.
They are also concerned, and I quote from him, say, the inaction of the Ghana Police Service. They are there. ɛna ɔmo da ho de ba ɔmo offices ɛwɔ mmarahyɛ badwa me duro nso na sɛ ɔnso ɔmo de ho dwumadi no abɛn awie.
Okay, the inaction of the Ghana Police Service and Ghana Police Service issue a statement indicating so much in NIPA 2 in connection with Ablekuma North violence, and this was issued in the morning. And I'm not too sure if the minority saw that statement there, and whether that would change minority foreign stance on Ablekuma North. And did it ever come up? Say, say the police for no actually The
major concern is what they term as the loud silence of His Excellency the President. And another break can say a threaten is a threat. The loud silence of His Excellency the President is a threat because of his up to now. And they expect other religious groups. Some of them even mention the Christian Council. So up to now, could be say a religious statement, but some of them may say a statement. I don't know whether you have seen, but could yes, but they say they've issued a statement on BAC here. For them. Any pie and then again, Osha Banana Crom with any Pabia and deputy organizer. It's a picture. Oh, we have a shot of that on a big banner.
Okay.
And possession. And clearly, any two police forces who are children. You and I know that there are more than two. It will just hope and pray says and
very well. Mask, thanks for the report. Any Juma Wabo. Philip, my memory aware, media budget review about your side, minority for a boycott. Let me hear you on this matter.
Council, much company for Mufia, much the good people of Lokma West MPP, Chairman William Ano, do Chairman Ne Nimpanifu,
okay,
the match Dachahine, the hope of the youth, Honorable Kennedy in Japan. Board leader, or Bismark transform Ghana, Okuba behind these communicators and these executives, market women, ghetto boys, street boys, Okada riders, taxi drivers, truck drivers, radio presenters. Do be a kind of say Kennedy no motion in him. Say Jidise Enche Nyamiadom Nyamba boy na Kennedy Abidi him as the president of the Republic of Ghana. A year 2029. Ebesu in Independence Square. I'm Ghana fan to my Efra. Yeah, the promise with the Nyamiadom in him say wa crosses our line. And a year recently. I think a National Review Conference. Now, you can't say all ban the very triumphant entry of our next president. To me, Chamber will be an American. Bibi, your budget will be now. Budget day, Ubikaye.
Where budget review?
Media budget. Another room here because no minor a window. And so, Yama, one year, person teaching which need just be shown at Seno. And also, my abide manager say, and Yamana or implementing, and I'm not also now. Stability is saying it's very important. But your MPP, your position, not the back can say, abide I say, or no, Nasu. Your pen obey. Obunyeguna to be obey. It's no, and yeah, commentary and be attached to it, no, in a baby beer. But paper no Ghana dia, Ghana su. To share minority of parliament and be as a black ne. What does he? Why? Because say, Oma. Obukase eja obo oda konma tuonum eso man for the no me je o makumuma onye hwe
okay
a father is supposed to give security peace to Nema but we believe say NDC president our demonstrate say onye Ghana president or NDC president onu no e be so kire say onu drop e na onu ne nkrofo moye na Yeah, the kind of say a year 4 years no, and you're 4 decade, and we're no and chebedane. Now, MPP kind of say a buying a year of off is in this year now. MPP will never let it go. And on my
Dr. Bamia said the elephant never forgets.
Of course. So on my side money now on pictures on BPR. It actually you should deem the present be. But you see in your politicians, you can do things for camera.
Okay.
But deep down, say MPP tama
action ashes you must have doubt action.
On a boy, I also West Wagon. Instead of see it, and the same thing is see all them. A see what become minimum. There's one guy okay who called grounds or buffalo what do you call it? Canvassing. NDC guys in the scissors and one and fit. I went from the team to Nancy. Babina. As at last was the hospital. And a lot of Myanmar media. And then young crowd from more tackle paper Mama media. On about media near how I come in. And Chris, our national deputy organizer. I'm going about out. Now at the time I'm rush now you could see say a well rehearsed thing. Connected to. The guys were about more than 50. And we just one side. I'm a rush call crazy no. About 20 or 30. And you could see and you identify na young boy dey feel say a idea a well plan idea me say ombeye e dia ti o ground so na bi yet do say na okusami okukura di conform say church din say omoba aba attack him e do we be some of MPP you strong police station e win no ultimi crown call no and me come at what as I say na ye officers ne crown na ye ko boa for his size no na but police station minti unya kudra beko na police for jina wono hwe ha ku se dia babesia dia je obabesia police for jina mani bisam so no NDC police for na so NDC MP Ghana police journalists mko for jina bi kwa for bia ye bubu bia so EpaHoaDaben it tells you say adia is no
for na kra buye bi
o da say police for bumbi it na adia it's now got to say no discussing media budget sabi me no jam be discussing now young MPP they can say there's no way we be fee obo I also we so agoni see for the first time I Israel see be because CC MPP now oma bruesa to so kai talent see no CC no it's the do be na say protect you so protection and protect you on the invisible force na so for buy no and the boy meet me power 2016 you say no this there's no way as I got our free from it my winning but they be an for coin chinchim yensa no mo ye na so mo ye na me the invisible force ba ye buy really power no ye president na dango go for say na me no o make sure say Mr. Justice in short you know him or your first commissioner of human rights who found some points on this and MPP. And your day, Mr. Patrick, I a champion, no also a member, and I Kofi Abuchi, no a secretary to the commission. Young name say, oh no, or yeah, Ubia, now a dean of law, Gimpa, or a private firm. The message can say, let's set a commission of inquiry. Yeah. And the recommendation by say, you collapse all those vigilantes, no. Only one on the bill na buy the ejuma.
Government issued a white paper.
White paper.
In the white paper, government made a number of conclusions and directives. Would you say white paper no?
The American say once a commission has been set, a recommendation about recommendation the ejuma. And the lead to collapse of a vigilantes no and the tension by electoral ways no. You understand? It's your MPP.
So the short commission led to some reforms.
Exactly.
And then the anti-vigilantism law nearby. But specific acts undertaken by individuals, they were not held responsible.
I don't know what you're talking about. They were not held responsible like how?
Maybe so what kind of white paper now? The white paper the commission found the so-called national security personnel Obo Sam George what was some question?
Go ahead, baby.
The commission found fault with Nipan Obo MP no. The white paper said Oprovokino and Obo no until there is no consequence. Azugu police in motion was promoted. The IGP appeared before the commission and denied knowledge of police vehicle no use here. Consequences be a buy. So I admit, it led to some reforms, but individual responsibility in that violence, the white paper cleared most of them.
Bibi, what we know is a crime doesn't have expiring dates.
Correct.
You understand? Now you have power. It will put the laws in your hands and say, Bibi. Now you hold the power. Why would you go ahead and call those people and persecute?
At that time, you had the power there.
Of course, like you said, the reforms to address certain and your ability to and your bright future in our electoral process. And I make a choice saying, now you are claiming, those people, corporate, and you have paper, they have the power. Why don't you do something about it? Why do you have to go attacking
when the government issues a white paper on commission's report?
No, Bibi. Bibi.
Government white paper ends everything.
NDC communicators, they always refer to that if a seer. That's what I'm saying. Now, if there's something that your president can do about it, but I don't expect
white paper clearing them.
Of course, didn't you heard him say a house where swagon. So if indeed yes, you bagasa Blackman off, it's if you are buying at dealing with these persons. Yes, you repeat here. Then what are you doing to yourself? Then back to a budget now. What you can want some. Mitziraka at forcing. Doctor made mention about. There's a medical yamaya ama full price conform. And yama price on goods and services.
Magical.
Hard work, exactly. That's the word. Now the task maybe people were laughing. If you be a straight. Because see, a year around that time, 2019-20, no fuel, the barrel of fuel, our world market now was around $170 per barrel. Okay. And now look at 65. You understand? So common sense will tell you, say, of course, the price will come down. Now, talking about goods and services in Yemen to our crown, as me today, I made calls to most of confirm no crown Yema. They did mention, say, during the time, Yema price cost, not container, a price of container, not the price was to about, I now increase about 200%. Now, goods no crown, even the number of persons are on the Yama Kwama. Let's say it's a number 100, round at about 15. Labor force now expensive because of COVID. To get materials, crown, you get ship and plane movements in Kwanenko. It's in the law of economics, demand and supply. If demand, the price goes up. These are the reasons why my price and goods and service cost. It's not really about anything. And maybe President Kwana, the situation would have been the same. They've not done anything. Now they are 2,000 doctor. As I can say, they made a lot of spending. You see, spend maybe across certain areas. And now we chrome, there's so money and touching. Now, we do a plus square. Don't come as a contractors, not a domka. We be a contractors, obviously in Tiomka. Now, sometimes, like I say, I want journalists to go to market. There are music stations in the camera, echo criminal. To ask the traders, they will tell you the truth. It's not what politicians will stand on TV radios to tell people.
The media does that all the time.
Exactly. So I want Happy FM to do that party tomorrow. And Yemen America, I say contractors are not being paid. And we share some of the government agencies who share salaries are. And we are major spending our way.
President Mahama called Eastern Region with this thank you tour. I said, dear Bakwa Behuni say, about with your contractors in the car, or my audit we. Now audit no more we who said there are a lot of contractors are yet you mukadobo. Road fund the Tiaka. Now Omasa raises certificates, akwaji payment to Ministry of Finance, which is it is a crime.
Serious. You understand? So
a double salary.
Everybody double salary.
NDCMP.
Okay. So normal.
Namu na mo abe mo.
Criminal organization.
Mo anyo mo he.
Oze ya anyo mo.
Na mo abe mo anyo mo he.
Nkomo so yo they didn't radio so. You didn't down.
Mo anyo mo he.
No, they didn't a down no. You understand? You see, sometimes I don't want to talk I don't want to talk as a political person. You understand? But sometimes when you push me, I'll talk as such. But back to a doctor, you know, of course, on my indicated certain areas, some being rules. That's for you, your domicile. The question is like a joining in our mind. It's a new road problem. But other areas are yes, person money. Because roads they are buying about your coin. Now, but to me, chama about your coin. It's a normal. It's in Yama, you say, more price on goods and services. And from now, credit now, Trona Moody say, my money shitty, correct policy be a Amanyama from. And Mama, be a present, the story would have been the same.
Mate. Philip Jima Meadow say, Holali Meadow say, we closing remarks be anyhow.
Hey, closing time. I have about 10 minutes.
A debut.
I got 10 minutes. Yes, I got 10 minutes.
I will say me pong 5 minutes to the top.
No problem. Me going to be for talk. Number one.
Yes, sir.
I think we've dealt with the whole vigilante thing. In the white paper, it was captured that Omo di Bonia Yehu TV so I was worse. No, they should be prosecuted. Sorry, that was in the committee's report. Part of the recommendations. And on Mampina now the Boguye. Yankamu Biantias, yes, sir. They got the opportunity, they did not. In the Blackman case, you know, and Yatin committee, the security agencies are doing their work. Let's establish the facts clearly. The difference is between night and day. Your mom and I was no. Yeah, different thing in a Blackman North. That's established. Number two, during the COVID period, Ghana was one of the countries on earth, we are seeing that got more money during COVID than anywhere else in the world.
Look at this.
IMF 1 billion omukoje. World Bank 1 billion omukoje. Central government printed money for them. You had all these monies to fight COVID, and you are still here complaining about COVID.
That's what you are like.
That's what free electricity. Following the COVID levy by. And answer. It has been named. Yes, it's going off. The finance minister spoke about it, so it's also going off. Now you see, he's talking about the spending, and that we are not spending. I like the angle you brought it from the contractors. An audit has been organized. Some of them have even drawn on their loans. What they claim to have drawn the money to go and do,
the finance minister mentioned.
You mentioned it. President Usaboso, until I can go risk and go more. Obiabeji contract, so you're crying. Honestly, as a coin or Yakwa could do say, they have generated certificates and all those kind of things. Yakwa inspection, we are here. He said, you're auditing. Some of them are not commissioned with the human of 1 year. The certificate they are raising. If Ghana for instance can go and say, we cannot do that. So, I don't know the government is spending. And then in Parliament, we all your boss one and just we baba from you try we one am 20 mo beje so you try NHIS for you can we you for training allowances you from next month you know it is going to be regular. All these things are spending, just that we are doing it in wisdom. We have the answer now to finally before we do
me check 5 na mamu you know
baby. Oh, and as mother. Okay, so now what do you feel? Yes. Since me right in my boss, wait a boss in less than a few minutes, I should be done about it. Some of the things he said today, for the first time, they had opportunity to do a banking sector cleanups. What did they do?
They did.
They spent money to collapse banks. NIB, we have spent money to revive it. That's what I'm telling you. The difference between NDC and MPP is like day and night. While they were spending money to collapse banks, we have come to spend money to revive them and saved 900 good jobs. Now NIB is very liquid. That's just basically one of them. And finally, answer me if you want to know. This final one, there was no vision, as we have come to know. It is about an answer because all the indicators are good. Our debt to GDP, and It's about, I think it's about 43%. Yeah. Now you say, Bob, I see can say 100 Ghana cedis. Eka ye de amount for no. Esa ne dwuma Bank of Ghana ne finance minister na ye nti no. And let's see the lucra holding. Into dollars I de kwa tua kan no na eden above from. By that, I think over close to about 200 billion thereabout. Ben and ati ye ka ye de so. Affecting our debt to GDP. Let me say, yes, I know about Ghana, and I say 100 Ghana cedis. Yeah, the amount for 143 Ghana per and you go to Yaka. Yes, Ghana can around 57 now. Yeah, remember the Bria bit me guiding. These are clear policies. Yet to ho. Ya to drink a drink kessie and the diaba ya be more mine. Hubra. When you pay Maunairao. Philip Pommy. I mean, 1 or 2 days. Also, COVID. Yeah. In fact, scale now, and then is civil life and no jaha. Okay. Now we made a comment. I say, we cannot raise dead back to life, but we can raise the economy. It's believe a contact tracing. Contact tracing. It sounds good. Disease and then a day one hospital in district about a hospital.
Agenda hey.
Agenda 111.
See, actually police in a refi.
Maybe I carry Santa Esri and area. Now Otiano, then I walk. You see, what shall be say Ghana and the Ghana I always see any NDC Nyama Assise Nyama Moka Nasha empty. Talking about a year Galamsey, and no man person Mekano. A year Western region, a year a year constituency MP, a year Owen, Oscar Kofuri I am for born a chintutu. That's what I'm saying. I can't budget in seminal. You understand? No. You see, some mobile content. Let's do a year. We say a year. A born in Masin Tutu. I say, or year Galamsey. A war MP, constituency chairman, constituency executives. And I'm going to say, yeah, the concessions now my NDC for. No, me Galamsey. And now Galamsey no MPP time. Yes, I will say. More than to say, yeah, MPP for me Galamsey, you know. Time for and this for Eka. And I'm not telling to me, I example say, or count my Galamsey. Campaign say at Chomono. It's in for Galamsey. No, say these executives. And I'm about MP, all you constituency, you can check.
I will win.
I'll win. Constituency. And you're MP. I actually so Galamsey.
Has been accused.
No, the truth is
he has not been arrested. He has been accused by
no. Bibi. And you're a handful. Bibi, let me talk. I am a catches more 2 months one.
Yes.
So I am a year, what do you call it? Only evidence. I don't think they will sack you from actually withdrawing. All right, I will try that one. You understand? So it is clear as a NDC from the area Galamsey.
Okay.
And these people need to be talked to.
Philip Jima, a constituency youth organizer, Emma NPP, Ewo Ablekuma West, and Holali Agbemava, a member of the NDC's communication team, Ewo Dom Kwabinya.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye bakupe.
And my name is Bismark. Many thanks to the team, Renaud Yawa Jiman, aka the Mask, Jimaima, and Afinso Joyce. Meda Timu now Omuko Parliament in our say Joseph Adankwa, Mrs. Abigail Fianco, and Mask himself. Up next, a happy Kasiebo.